Yay, we're winning.
Who was winning? What?
Soccer.
Are you winning?
I was watching a soccer match before I left.
Oh, gotcha. You have to like play soccer later on or something, right?
I do, but that's unrelated to the game.
Unrelated to the game of soccer life? I don't know.
It's Monopoly.
Okay.
Big fan of Monopoly in this place.
Perfect.
We're
going.
The Fortnite edition. I like that one the best.
Is there actually a Fortnite edition of Monopoly?
Yes, every single big video game has a Monopoly version for some reason.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like there's a Fortnite version of probably everything.
There's probably a Stranger Things version of Monopoly.
I'm pretty sure there is. I feel like I've seen it. The last time we went to the Syracuse Mall, I feel like I saw some very weird, not Monopoly version of Monopoly.
How do they do it? Who goes there and goes, you know what?
I really want to play Monopoly,
but like I need like a twist.
Yeah, Monopoly with a twist.
Let's put us in Stranger Things world. I want to be 11 for some reason.
Yeah, I want to play a board game like Stranger Things. You could just play Dungeons and Dragons if that's the case.
Too complicated.
Have you ever played Dungeons?
I have.
Have you? Nice.
I have. It is very fun.
We've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3.
Game of the year.
I am obsessed with it.
I've heard so many good things about it.
You ever played it?
I haven't.
Ooh, you should.
I feel like there's something about, I don't know if it's just like me, but there's like some, I don't know how like immersed Baldur's Gate 3 is, but there's something with playing it in person than playing it like on a game that just like takes something away from it.
It kind of takes away that like community sense, I feel like, because when you're playing it like in person, there's people around.
Yeah.
You. So I get that. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to romance Karlak at this point. Do you know who Karlak is?
I don't know who any character is, but I would romance every person in a campaign.
So the first time Evie played it, she romanced Gale.
Okay.
He's the Wizard of Waterdeep. I was going to do his accent, but I can't do that.
I like water.
I like to be deep in water. So Gale is a wizard, very handsome man. Evie romanced him. She was like, she might be able to hear me in the room. She was like, had like her phone background was Gale, and I was just like, you're a dork. But so she romanced Gale, and then she romanced Halcyon.
Does that do anything like for the game, or just like?
Kind of. It's
like
just
like
different characters. Basically a flex.
Laying
just
pipe
like
down.
different. Yeah, like so. Gale is a wizard. Halcyon is a druid. What?
I like wizards.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
have the same then.
Yeah. Halcyon is a druid, I believe, and he can transform into a bear, like an actual bear, not like my cat.
I was
bear.
like, your cat? Your cat's in the game.
But he's a fucking big hunk of man. Like he is a big dude. And there was actually one time, and no, I think it was Gale, where she was talking to him, and like there's something, no spoilers, but there was something that happens where like he tells you something about his backstory, and he's like, I understand if you don't want me around anymore. And she out loud went, oh no, honey. It was very cute, honestly.
No.
But no, yeah, there's
You're staying with us.
I tried to romance Lae'zel in Baldur's Gate in my playthrough. She's a Githyanki warrior. She's green.
Okay.
Fine.
Like Shigo green, or like
kind of like a little bit lighter of that Pierce the Veil green, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Okay.
There's a Pierce the Veil flag behind it. But in my playthrough now, I'm romancing Karlak, and she's a tiefling barbarian.
Ooh.
She spent 10 years in hell, essentially.
Oh, that's sick.
And she has what's called an infernal engine in her chest. So she can't...
Your heart?
Pretty much, yeah. Her heart has been replaced with an infernal engine, and so she can't physically touch anybody because she will burn them alive.
Oh.
So there's a lot of sexual tension between me and Karlak.
A will they, won't they scenario.
Yeah, like, my big thing right now is I'm like, I need to find a blacksmith to get this infernal engine out of her heart. He needs to come up with a schematic and to get it out of her so
you can get rid of it. And you can...
Oh, yeah, that's part of, like, the quest for her character arc and everything.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's really fun. If you get a chance, you should play it.
It's on the list.
But with that being said, hey everyone, welcome back.
Hello.
We are so back.
We are so
Season 2, baby.
Season 2. Woo!
So I'm here with
You can.
my boy Noah.
Yeah.
Noah Holloway.
You can do whatever.
Princess Noah.
Oh my God! You actually weren't kidding.
I wrote.
Put it in the notes.
Yeah. So I got some notes here. See that? Wait, hold on. Wait, there we go. Princess Noah.
Wow,
I'm gonna zoom in on the video on that.
You better. Wow.
I like was stressing about remembering that because I was like, this will be funny. It's an inside joke between him and I, but I was like, this will be funny. I hope I remember it. So I wrote that down, and then I was like, oh, I could just hold my notes up and have it say Princess Noah on the back. That's funny.
I'm Princess.
But yeah,
wow.
I'm here with Noah Holloway. Why don't you introduce yourself? Kind of say a little bit about you, but don't give too much away. Hit the bullet points because we'll talk about everything.
Okay. Wow. So yeah.
That's enough. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm Noah Holloway. You might know me on YouTube as Paraguay Illusions. I have been inactive for a little bit on that, but I feel like we will maybe.
Me too. In here.
Yeah, we'll be. I think we're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
I do some variety of content stuff. I guess I also stream. Not in a while, but hey,
Same.
we all have our own life, and
Life is happening.
I've been. Yeah, I work at a news station here. I'm on TV sometimes. That's fun, and I've been friends with you for fucking.
Do you remember the first time that we met? It was like
Was
7 or 8. No, wait, no. We met like right before the pandemic started because I remember. Yeah, that's actually one of my questions. That was one of the things I was going to bring up.
Really?
But
Okay.
yeah, so we met a while ago. Excuse me, at a house show. It was when Coasting on Potential was playing. That was the first
house
time
show,
I
or
met
was
you.
it the one at the skate park?
I don't think I ever saw you at the skate park show. I mean, maybe. Wait, was it like a Lilo show at the skate park, or?
I don't remember. It was like.
I mean, I might have met
I
you before,
think
but
it
I
was-
don't remember much.
It was your old band. It was I forgot the names of these bands because like
There's been too many.
half of them are gone too now.
Yeah.
So it's like
R.I.P.
yeah, it was at a skate park though, and it was in Vestal, and it was really cool. I just like because
It wasn't Head Splitter, was it?
It was Head
It
Splitter.
was. You were at a Head Splitter show at the skate park.
That was the one. That was the first one I think I met.
Was-
like you and like a.
Was
bunch
that
of
the
gang.
one where, in between every band, people were just going up to the mic and saying things? And our old vocalist Jay,
Maybe. Yes.
it was before he was married, but he just kept saying, "That's my wife out there," just because his
I think
fiancé-
it. Yes.
Okay. I don't think
so.
I don't think I met you at that one.
I
but
met Jay though.
Okay,
Because Jay, I don't know if I have the shirt. My sister might have fucking stolen. I had a Head Splitter
Oh, really?
shirt.
Nice.
I don't
Hell
know
yeah.
where it is now.
That's
but,
okay. R.I.P.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I officially met you at that house show that Coasting was playing, and
Okay, now it's coming back to me.
yeah, and I remember somebody told me that it was like when they were talking about it, it was like a big deal. They were like, yeah, somebody's like here, like shooting footage or like taking pictures for a
yeah.
zine. He wants to like put local bands from Binghamton, and I was like, that's fucking cool as hell.
Yep.
You can't swear on this, by the way, if you want to. You don't have to, but I'm just letting you know if it happens, don't be upset.
Oh, I can't?
No, you can.
Oh, okay. Because I did it a few times. I was like, oh.
You can say whatever the fuck you want. I was gonna get right up in there. but
Okay.
I don't want to blow out anyone's eardrums that's listening to this.
Yeah. Okay.
This mic is really good. I'm like
Dude,
worried that I'm getting
dude,
too
no,
close.
Yeah,
and, but yeah, so
it's a nice fucking mic.
yeah. Thanks, Evie. It was a Christmas present from Evie. So yeah, I remember meeting you in the kitchen at that house show,
Yes.
and I was just like, "Hey man, I'm John. I play Coasting. I hear you're doing a zine." And that was like the start of us talking.
And that's the thing. That was the weird like translation because like I wasn't doing it for like a magazine. I was just trying to make like my own content. I was just making like a documentary type of thing.
That's what it was.
About
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this music scene because there's like I knew a bunch of people like in the rap scene in this town and like I wanted to get to know more of like the punk like rock scene because like I've heard a bit about it and I knew like some people were like the ones to go to. So I was like, I've never been to a show. It's
Who
not
was the
my
ones to go to. Who were some go-tos for you?
like people wise.
No, like bands.
Oh, bands.
I'm just
I
trying to
mean,
get him to say my band. That's all
It
I'm
was.
trying.
I mean, obviously, I didn't know Head Splitter. I just
Yeah,
was seeing
yeah.
lists. But like the person that was like in charge,
There's a
the person in charge of all of it. Like I went to her,
Mhm.
and she was like, "Oh, just come here." And I was like, "All right, bet." Never really listened to that style of music,
Mhm.
so I was like, pre-notion of like it's gonna be just insane because like what I've seen on like TV and stuff is like they're just gonna start swinging.
yeah,
And I was
and
like,
that's the end goal. No,
and I was like, I don't know if I like want to be in that. I don't know like what if there's a safe spot because I have a camera. I'm like, I don't want to get swung at.
yeah.
So I was just like, all right, let's see where it's at. I was like, oh, cool, it's a skate park. Really sick off the bat. And then I was just like hanging around and like just witnessing and watching everyone like do this stuff. I was like, oh, this shit is tight. And a lot of the music that I listened to that night, I am a fan of now. Like
Nice.
It is kick ass. Like I listen to a lot of like Pierce the Veil now and all that shit.
We're going to see Pierce the Veil in a few months.
My sister saw them like just before the year ended in Syracuse, so like I wanted to go.
Yeah, we saw them last year or the year before. I think it was them. That was actually the first time that we saw Don Broco.
Oh.
Which I don't know if you've ever listened to Don Broco. They're very fun.
Because like Pierce the Veil is this like their like Eris tour, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So I kind of want to see that, but yeah, and then just like I wanted to make like a documentary which never saw the light of day because like
I was gonna ask like what's the status on that?
I was started and then just like everything. You know what's crazy too? I'm kind of upset. I was cleaning out my Google Drive and I had all that footage.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And now here we are talking about. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna bite me in the ass too.
Nah, it's
but
okay. I remember I had footage that you sent me of us playing.
Yes.
When we played when Head Splitter played at Adriano's. There used to be
Yes.
there's a pizza shop like
Is that still open?
What's that?
Is that still open, Adriano's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They haven't done shows in
I remember going
years,
there though.
but
I remember that
used
one.
to be the spot. Was
Because I remember you and I were just constantly. I was like just filming the whole band and look over you and you're staring at me and just go.
Yeah, I vividly remember. There was a video on YouTube actually of
Oh.
It was when we played. It was like one of the first times that we played our song "Listen."
Okay.
And I remember there's a part where I was strumming, and then I went from like 5 to 7, and then back to 5.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did that, I whipped.
Yep.
And I looked at Noah
Yep.
when I did it.
Yep.
And in the background of the video, you can see you like look up at me and start laughing. And I was like, that's why I like doing this. I literally just try to make anyone that pays attention to me, I want to make them laugh.
Good. And you succeeded very well. But yeah, that was
That was a fun time.
the first time we met. That was like that span was like the first time we like met, and then just like yeah, I tried to go to more shows, and it was just like this is cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I kind of miss going to them. I know there's like shows happening now here and there and all that stuff, but like it's just
Life is busy.
life is busy. Yeah. Life is kicking ass.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
What's the good and what's the bad? You don't have to give me a bad if you don't want to.
I mean,
what trauma has been haunting you lately?
oh man, you got 20 hours.
That's what I say to people when they're like, when they jokingly like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, I don't know. Do you have fucking 13 hours for me to trauma dump on you?
I have a list actually from most traumatic to like least.
Yeah,
We'll go from bottom to top, but no, it's just yeah, I've been just going through some shit, but like I think it's just nice to like even doing this is like such a nice like breath of fresh air.
Yeah, because I've been trying to get you to do this for a while.
Yep. And every time I was like,
and I always feel bad whenever I bring it up because I brought it up like 5 times to you.
I
and I always feel bad because I'm like, I don't want him to think that I'm like nagging him or annoying. I want him on the podcast, but also just want to hang out with him.
I felt bad always being like, no, I can't do it right now, man. I'm not ready. Like, I just felt bad, like, rejecting it. I was like, no, I want to do it. And now,
it's okay.
Here we are, season 2.
Yeah, season 2. It's not even really season 2. I'm just like, I took like almost a year off without doing anything, so I'm like, I might as well just be like, yeah, it's season 2.
Season 2.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you do a lot of stuff on you. Okay, first off, where did the name Paragoya Illusions come from? Because I don't think I've ever actually asked you that. I'm going to act like I don't know anything about you.
Well, no, because it's funny. I get asked this question, like, randomly, and everyone... I give them the same answer because I don't have a actual, like, origin story for it.
Okay.
But, like, just, like, a lot of my friends and I, when we were playing Xbox, we would just start saying just stupid shit. And so... It was like me and a bunch of friends would be like, "Oh, we're a bunch of goy boys and all that stuff." I had no idea what that meant.
What's
we
a
were
goy
saying it, and so like, I was like, that stuck with me. And at the time when I started making my channel, I was really into PewDiePie.
Okay.
So I was like, let's start with a P because that could fit it. And so I was just like trying to think of something that would like.
Who wasn't into PewDiePie? You know.
That's true. I was trying
Evie's
to like.
name on Spotify, I think, is EveDiePie.
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 That's
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh. And so I was just trying to like I was literally just like in my room just saying my name like PewDiePie. I was like, how's it going, bros? And I just say a different letter, like a different name with a P, and like, no, it's not gonna hit. I kept doing it, and then eventually I got to Paraguay, and I was like, huh, but I need a second word. Because that's what I would just call myself. Like, if the fans saw me out, it's like, oh, it's Paraguay. I'm like, hey, that's me.
Okay.
So I was like,
interesting.
I just picked I think maybe I did a word generator for that one. Just picked a random word.
I've done that. That's how I got most of my names on. That's how I got like the start of most of my names on Baldur's Gate. Is I just like look up Baldur's Gate name generator, and it gives me something, and I'm like, that's corny. So then I make my own version of it.
And then just Paraguay Illusion stuck, and I just kind of rode with it. And like people would always be like, you should change it to Know with the Froa, because that's like what more people like call me by. But I was like,
I'm already this far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it makes no sense. So I just
Yeah.
it's stuck with me. So now I just gotta, it's like probably one of the, I guess, cringiest stories of like my channel, but like I just keep it because it's fun.
I mean, if you're talking about cringy stories for your channel, my name on all social media is a poop joke. My name on social media is John Stipated. It's literally a constipation joke.
It's so good though.
But it's so
good.
I will say, I think that's funny.
That is hilarious.
I'm an adult. That's funny.
That is fucking good. That is so like
like most of the time.
And those that follow you are like, yeah, he fucks.
Like most of the time when I tell somebody about my name, 9 times out of 10 it gets a laugh. Other times it's just like, oh, okay, they're just, or they give like a light kind of
a pity laugh kind of thing.
A pity, like a pity laugh, like a little exhale out the nose kind of laugh, kind of thing, like kind of.
Okay, so were you constipated when you made that?
No, I
had to ask.
I was no, so I don't remember. Oh no, okay,
Please
it's from wait, what?
Please tell me you were.
No,
or just
I'm just sitting on the toilet. And I'm like, I gotta think of a name, because my name on Instagram used to be. So my name is John Shackleton. My mom, very sweet thing actually. She got me like customized license plates for my first car that just said John Shack.
Okay.
And that was kind of my nickname for a while. Like I didn't love it, but I was like, okay, whatever. Some friends called me John Shack.
John Shack.
I didn't love it. I love my mom, and I love that she got me the plates, and
But
whatever.
the name just kind of grew, and it's like, kind of grew out of it.
The name was kind of like, whatever. But I remember, I don't remember exactly how, but someone, oh yeah, because I was making when I first made my YouTube channel, my name is John Shack Stuff, because I was like, oh, I'm just going to be doing a bunch of different stuff.
Fitting.
Yeah. Like on my banner, I think it's just like pictures of like a bucket of clothespins, and it's just like, I do stuff. It's so dumb.
Fair enough.
That was like when I didn't know anything about like Photoshop or anything like that. I just found a picture, and I made it on Paint. On MS Paint.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't have a way to like do anything else really, and I just haven't changed it since because I just don't care that much. But and then my name on Instagram for a while was John Shack Stuff Sucks, because I saw something about like just like somebody, it was like some like comedian said something about like having their name and then say sucks afterwards. I was like, that's funny.
It is funny.
And I also love self-deprecation, so
best form of comedy. Absolute
Yes.
best.
So that was my name for a while, but then I saw something. I can't say the name of the video because it's very dated.
It's old. It's
yeah.
clearly a time capsule of the eras.
Yeah.
Couldn't get away with it now.
But I remember, when I was a teenager, I was like, that's funny. But I remember one of the characters' names was like Chad Bro Chill.
Yep.
And then I went to a friend's house one time. An old band I was in was playing. We stayed at her house. Her brother's name on whatever was like Pat Bro Chill or something like that.
Oh, so he was like.
So he, it was like a play on that, and I was like, oh, that's funny. I wonder if I could do anything like that. And of course, I thought of John Stipated. And honestly, that's one that I'm like, I'm never gonna change that. I don't think I can top that.
It's so good. You gotta just make sure like you keep. If you don't use them, just make sure like you still have the name.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
if your like accounts get like deactivated, you gotta get that back.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because like because I play in bands and everything, and like bands in the past and whatnot, people, which is fine. It's not my thing. I think I did it before, but I was like, this feels weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
They like put their band name in their username somehow, which is fine.
Yeah.
I think for a while mine was like, when I was in Live Ignite, my name was Tuna Ignite because my nickname used to be Tuna. My brother gave it to me from The Office. So I was like, oh, Tuna Ignite. And then I was like, this is kind of weird. I don't like it. And then I thought of John Stipated, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to put my band name in any of my stuff. But I remember like posting about band stuff, like the band would, and they'd be like, oh, I remember is like, in Guilt Bloom, it was like Caleb in Bloom, and then like...
I remember that.
You know what I mean? Like, things like that. And then it's like, John Stipated.
In Bloom.
John Stipated in Bloom, yeah.
It was, yeah. How many bands have you been in?
Fuck. A lot. It's stupid. Very first band I was ever in, it wasn't a real band. It was a band, but like, we were teenagers, whatever.
Oh.
We were called Entrusted Fate.
Okay.
We were like, the first thing we ever did with music was Entrusted Fate. I had a lot of fake bands that, like, me and my friends were like, yeah, we kind of play music, but we don't have a way to do it, but we should make a band anyway. So we just had weird names.
Love of the game.
Right, yeah. There was Entrusted Fate, and then I think we had... My first real band was a band called Trippin' on Sunday.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Is it? You think
is.
so?
I like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we started out as a Christian band, technically, and then we were like, we don't want to
Okay, so that's even better.
Yeah, we were like, we don't want to be roped into only writing or singing about that type of stuff, because we want to write about other stuff as well. So there was Entrusted Fate, Trippin' on Sunday. Technically, it was a play on... There's a band called Heavy Heavy Lolo. They're really fucking good.
Heavy Lolo?
Yeah, they're really good. But we had a play on that because we wrote a generic hardcore song one time, just like as a joke.
Yeah.
And we were like, we should play it live. So we had a secret set of our band Skinny Skinny Fat Fat. It's so dumb. It was like, there was 4 people. It was me and our guitarist Will. We were the skinny ones. And then there was, and these are their words, not mine. There was Axel and another person that we used to be friends with were the vocals. They were the fat fat. So there was Entrusted Fate, Trippin' on Sunday, Skinny Skinny Fat Fat.
Skinny Fat.
And then I joined Lilac Night. And then while I was doing Lilac Night, I started Head Splitter.
Okay.
Head Splitter had another thing. Technically, we like changed our name to Sleep Taker for a while.
I don't know why I said Sleep Token. I was like, that's a real band.
Yeah. We changed our name to Sleep Token, and then we got a cease and desist. But no, yeah, we were Sleep Taker for like a show, and then we were like, this is stupid. Let's bring back Head Splitter. So that doesn't really count.
Head Splitter kicked ass.
Thank you. I missed that. That was my first like hard band. You know what I mean?
Oh wow. Okay.
Like not Entrusted Fate. Trippin' on Sunday was like heavy, but that was like metalcore-esque.
Okay.
You know, there was like, it was more along the lines of like coasting.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
Heavy stuff with breakdowns, but also singing. Whereas Head Splitter was like, we're beat down, we want people to like get knocked out, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're going for.
All right.
But then after that, Head Splitter broke up, and then I was in a band called Hollow Homes.
Might have heard about this.
Yeah, it had members of Head Splitter as well.
Okay.
So, at one point after that, we were like, hey, we already have members, like, we should just combine these 2 bands, Head Splitter and Hollow Homes.
Oh.
And that's how Guilt and Bloom was formed.
That's like, what, there was 6 people in that?
Maybe? 2 guitars, bass, drums, vocal. No, 5.
Oh, 5, okay.
Yeah, 5. I was like, was it 6? But yeah, so that's how Guilt and Bloom was formed. Guilt in Bloom. And then, after that, like, that broke up, and then I joined Second Suitor,
mm-hmm.
And then after Second Suitor, or after Guilt and Bloom broke up, we eventually made Disruptor, which is where I'm at now.
Okay.
And then I joined Second Suitor as well during that time. And I don't remember how many I said, but it's this many. Okay. Well, as I'm editing this, I realized that I forgot 2 bands. Not that it matters, but I was also in a band called Forever Hold Your Ground, and I was in a band called Crafter. I believe that is all the bands that I've been in. I'm not counting fill-in stuff, but I believe that's it. So we're adding that to the tally. I'm going to get back to editing this. Hopefully it makes sense. All right, back to the episode.
That's a lot.
That's a number. All right, but yeah, anyway, back to Princess Noah.
Me.
So you have a YouTube channel and everything, and you stream.
Yes.
You do a lot of content.
I do.
How long have you been doing content?
Holy shit.
Yeah, now it's your turn.
I've been doing content since I was a freshman in high school.
Damn.
So it's been almost 13 years, I think.
Damn.
13, 14. It's getting up there. So it's just...
My chair's squeaky. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's okay. It's totally fine. We all got to deal with the squeakiness somehow.
I'm going to move my chair
If
up,
it's not
actually.
squeaking, it's your bones cracking.
Oh, my water off the...
my word.
The one time I put it on the desk, I was like, this is fine, and then I immediately almost knocked it over.
Oh,
all
man.
right.
That would have been bad.
Oh, my days.
That would have been bad on my days.
I still don't know what that means, but I know you say it. So
I say it a lot. It's just like, oh my god, but just it's British lingo. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not from England, so I could be wrong, but that's just what I use it as.
I'm no doctor.
I'm no doctor, but yeah, I've been doing content for we'll say 13 years.
Damn. Okay. That's about like around the time that I started playing music. What is when I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So it's about around the same time.
Jeez.
I think.
Yeah, and now it's just like, it's part of my life. It's
Nice.
like I can't even if I'm getting like if I get like married, I'm still gonna somehow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As you
figure
should.
out how to do it.
As you should. Because your content is very good, and I'm not just saying that because he's in front of me. Because I do genuinely like your content. One of my favorite things.
Oh, God.
One of my favorite things was Omegle's Got Talent. I want to talk about Omegle's Got Talent.
I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of wanted to talk about it too.
Yeah.
But what do you
You
got to
tell
say?
me-
What
tell
do
me-
you What do you got to say first? Because I might answer your question.
Okay, I mainly just want to know like how Omegle's Got Talent started.
Oh.
And
shit, okay.
like what made you want to do that, and some wild experiences. Because if you don't know, for anybody that doesn't know, Omegle it's like a
Rest in peace to that website.
R.I.P. Omegle.
Yeah.
Omegle is a video chatting
Yeah, video
website.
chat.
Okay, yeah.
It's complete random.
It's completely random. You can like skip people. You can talk to them.
You can meet people. It's
You can see a lot of dick too.
a lot of dick. It's like life. You gotta wave through so many dicks to find quality friends.
Yeah, and that's the thing that like Omegle was known for. I actually have a funny Omegle story in a second if you want to hear it.
Yep.
But yeah, like when we were younger, we'd go on Omegle a lot. A lot of the time, we would just like try to be funny and like talk to people or like, oh, girls,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
But there was a lot of times where like you'd be skipping.
You
through
would
people.
see crimes happening in front of your face.
Yeah,
you couldn't do anything about it.
Have you ever seen like a crime or anything? Like, what's the craziest thing you've seen on Omegle?
I've just seen a lot of people just jerking off.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of grown men
like
naked masturbating on Omegle.
There was a
Or was.
I'll get
RIP.
onto like more of a like how I wanted to make Omega's Got Talent, but like I will say from all of the like dicks that I saw when I was recording for like 3+ hours of video, I could have made a compilation. I wanted to make a compilation of just that and put it on Pornhub just for just for shits and giggles.
That would have been great.
But
You
I
still
didn't
got
know
the
if I would
footage?
get like legal trouble or like what. But I was like,
I mean, yeah, probably.
maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I could. I don't know. But like, I was thinking about that. I was like, that'd be kind of funny. But or like make a compilation of everyone just being racist to me because I had a lot of that. Which was
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so it like it as shitty as it sounds.
People are racist to me. It's great.
When I hear people be racist to me and I'm doing the video, I'm like, oh yes.
Oh yeah, at that point, fucking put them on blast.
I'm just like, give it to me. It feeds me. I'm just like, oh yeah, say more, because then I just have that as like.
I think I remember at one point I think you did post something. Either you sent it to me on Snapchat or I think you did post it somewhere, but it was like, I think you sent me a video one time of some girl saying something to you. She was like, oh, I think she asked if you like voted for Biden.
Oh
or something
yeah,
like
that was crazy because that memory came up on my Snapchat like randomly, and it was some girl going like, oh, Biden 2020, and I was like, yeah, sure, and she was just giving me like, oh yeah, she's like, fuck you, Donald Trump. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
and
I remember she was like, fuck BLM, and I was like, Jesus
nice.
Christ.
And then she's left, and I was like, oh, cool. So
and then you put her on blast.
And I put her on blast, and I still have it. So.
And now she's dead. I'm sorry.
But
could you imagine?
Oh my god! Half the people you probably met on that website.
Could you imagine a racist being held accountable for their actions?
No.
Yeah, that's the bit.
So your question was just like the wildest shit that I experienced on there. I mean, from people that actually like competed in the contest, I got some wild just talents. And people that would just do shit that I was like, there's no way that I'm literally witnessing this like right now in front of me. Like some guy did some magic in front of me. I was like, how's it gonna work? Pulled it off,
dude.
Amazing. And I was like, holy, like this was amazing. This was the best thing I ever witnessed in my life.
There's a dude that I've seen on. This is really funny. There's a dude that I see on Instagram who I don't know what it is, but it's like essentially Omegle.
Yeah.
And he's not Chris Angel. He's Chris Anel. Chris Anal.
Oh,
and he just has a lot of like dicks in his jokes his magic tricks. It's so stupid but so funny.
It's him, and then it's the other guy who just like pretends to like leave the chat.
Oh yeah.
When I saw him, I was like, I want to meet this man so badly, like in these chats. But obviously Omega's gone. There is like a new website that's up that basically runs like it, which is cool. I think for me, it's like the only downside is like you have to make an account now.
Oh, you can't just
which
be a guest.
Is kind of nice because then you can kind of like track it, but it also gives away that like
you're using it.
yeah, not really that. It's just like I don't know. It's just I kind of like the like anonymity of it. Just like yeah, you don't know like who I am or like you can't track me back, which is like I guess not bad for me because I wouldn't care, but people are like wild sometimes.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean. What Omega's Got Talent? How that started? Because that was your original question.
Yeah.
Again, when I was younger, a lot of big YouTubers influenced me just to try shit out. Just because I was like, if they can do it and they have millions of followers, I can do it, and just no one knows me, so it's like kind of more authentic. Yeah. So, I think I say in the first episode, like I originally wanted to make the video of me just like fucking around on that website and just like making friends and like doing some random just like shithouse stuff, just to like. Try to get some laughter, some crazy reaction. And in the middle of recording, I was like, what's your talent? And they were like, oh, yeah, here's this. And they did some crazy shit. And I was like, oh, that was really cool. And then they left. And I was like, huh. And then I kept going again for like another hour. And then like, again, I asked Ram, like, what's your talent? And they, again, did something to me. And I was like, hold on. So I stopped the recording. I like looked through the footage a bit. And I was like, I think I got something here.
Nice. Okay.
Deleted it, restarted it, and that was the biggest like.
It kind of just happened.
It just happened naturally.
That's awesome.
And that was like the biggest. That was, and still is probably the biggest like series on my channel. Every time I would air it, from everyone that I met, like I would get people that like were competing. I was like, hey, here's the video link. I would gain like 15, 20 subs a video just shooting it.
Damn.
And then when I aired it. All their friends would see it, and it would get more traction. Like every video would get like 400 views.
Damn.
And it was nuts because like me and like my like friend at the time, Brian, we were like editing all this stuff. We would do some crazy shit, and like we would get like 100 views, like 75, and then I would do that, and it would just keep blowing up. And I was like, "What?"
I think I got something here.
I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "We're putting so much effort into this. I'm just like on here wasting my time," and it.
Sometimes that's the best stuff. That's like the most authentic you can get is just like I'm just gonna do it.
I've made some long-term friends on there. I remember you tried to see me on there one time.
Yeah. You posted on Snap, I think, where you were like getting ready to film Omega's Got Talent, and I think that was during the pandemic. Maybe.
It had to be. Yeah, I think that was also a thing too. Like pandemic, like just hit or was about to hit like 2 episodes deep, so like everyone was on their computers.
Yeah.
So like it was
the perfect timing.
Pure timing. Mm-hmm. It was so convenient. I loved it so much. And it sucks now because Omega's gone.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a season 2. I shot a second.
Season 2, baby.
Season 2.
Sorry.
I wanted to make a season 2. I shot an episode. I aired it, and then I just like had like a bunch of shit going on. And I just like stopped doing it. But like a part of me was like trying to find some replacement for Omega for so long.
Yeah.
That's why like I never even just like wanted to do it again because I'm like I can't really emulate the same shit I did on the OG Omega.
Yeah.
But there is a website that is pretty much the same, but just you need an account, which I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do it because I would like to bring that back because that was very fun. And the only downside is like when I do that, I gotta set a whole day aside.
That makes sense.
Because my goal is to get at least 10 talents, and that could be either an hour or 4 hours.
What's the longest you've ever recorded?
5 hours.
Really?
Yes.
Damn. Your computer can record for that long?
Some of it I would stop.
How much of it was just sifting through dicks?
Dude, like I think the hardest part is just
hard.
Shut up. The hardest part, was literally just recording it because like I'd have to sift through and like I would know points like when this talent's coming up, this person's about to do the same, so I could like know when looking into like the timeline
file or whatever. Oh,
yeah,
okay, yep.
The timeline, I'm like, okay, here's this, but it was also trying to find a balance of like I'm not just talent space. Like I used to like measure it out a bunch, so like I would get lucky where like in between a talent, some kid would just be like, and then just click
Nice
away.
little, like, comedic timing.
Nothing. Like I would just
Yeah.
look at him and he'd look at me. I'd say hi and he'd just go, and that's it. I was like, all right, cool. That's gonna go in.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
And
that's going
it's
in.
so it's so fucking funny. But there's like a few people that like I made friends with from there that I'm still in contact with. Like the winner from the first season, Henry. That kid is a riot. He is a fucking riot.
I'm gonna be honest. He annoyed the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, I was like, I don't like this kid. He's annoying as fuck.
No one at first liked him, and but the funniest part
I gave it a try.
It was so funny.
But it's fine now.
After he aired the episode and like all that stuff, like he told me like when the season ended, he was like, "Oh, I showed my friends this," and they were like, "Oh, that's really dumb," and he was like, "Oh, whatever." And so like he eventually would go on other talent shows and win that, and he's like, I owe it to you. And I was like, what do you mean you owe it to me? He's like, you're the reason I'm famous now. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I've won 2 talent shows. It's under my belt. I'm like, relax. But
relax.
but like every episode past that, he would always go in the comments and be like, hey, vote for me. I'm like, you're not in the episode.
That was one of the things that annoyed me.
Then
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're fucking 9 years old. Stop it.
He would show up on my streams and just berate me.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, he would just comment just out of pocket shit. Sometimes he would DM me just even crazier shit. It was so fucking funny. But the kid's growing up now.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
He's definitely like matured a bit, and now he looks back. He's like, yeah, I was kind of cringy, but I don't regret a single.
I mean,
thing.
at the time,
yeah.
like at that age, you think it's funny.
Yeah,
I've done it.
I still think that is the funniest thing that happened at that show though, because
wasn't the song he was just like, show me your cock?
Yeah, it was like that embodies all of Omegle. It's just like you're just here, cock.
Yep.
Either you want it or not, it's going to be there. And so it's funny, too, because another person that was a contestant on the show, I got invited to her wedding, and that's happening.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go to her wedding
cool.
in like a couple months, so I'm excited for that.
That's
so
awesome.
It's so cool how like...
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. How many like people I've like made friends with and like post that show.
The internet's cool sometimes.
It is. I really want to make a season 2, though. Like, I think once... I get more of the ball rolling, I would
Things
not
get more
mind
situated
doing,
and whatnot.
Yeah, I would not mind doing another season.
Another series. Well, I don't know if it was a series, but I at least saw that there was at least one episode of it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you did something where you like hired people on Fiverr to do what? Do you remember what? Do you remember what it was?
You know, it's so crazy that like this is such perfect timing. I literally have been like since I started making new stuff again, and like I have a new video come out I think next week if I finish it in time.
Ooh.
It's nothing crazy. It's just kind of like get me back into this stuff and just kind of like, hey, I'm here still. I'm not dead. I was just looking at like all the old videos I made like the last couple of years, and the Fiverr one came up because I was cleaning out a bunch of old file footage. And I was like, yes, it's like I had like 70 gigs. I was like, Jesus Christ. So like I had to get rid of it. So I'm looking through and I was like, oh, I remember this video, and then I remembered the submissions I sent and got back, and
what
I was like,
the thing that you?
I gave someone $5 to be like, hey, you're Spider-Man. I think it was during COVID, like it was prime, like everyone and their mother is in the house.
Yeah.
And like unless you're an essential worker, you're not outside the building. So I was like, let's be nice, because I had the job that I had to go to work for. Lucky me.
Yeah.
But so I had some disposable income, so I was like, $50 is gonna kill me.
I remember thinking that. I was like, damn, you can afford to spend $50 on this? That's crazy.
It was over like 12 people, but still. And so I remember asking some kid who was like Spider-Man, I was like, hey man, I want you to pretend to swing in, and be like, this shit right here is bullshit, fucking trash, and then do like the jerk off emotion, like roar. And he did it, and I was like, all right, I'll tip you $5 more because you fucking did all of that.
Nice, that's cool.
And I was like, I put one request, and I was like, do you have a cowboy hat? He's like, I don't have a cowboy hat. I was like, it was worth a shot. I don't care if you do it. You still do it. Another kid I had.
Was it all the same thing, or?
They were all, I just would scroll and be like, all right, let's find something that involves singing or music or whatever.
Okay.
Animation.
I was going to say, I feel like it involved music.
It was also just like what the thumbnail looked like. I'm like, this guy looks fun.
Okay.
You go like a few pages deep in, like, and be like, oh, this guy's brand new. Let's give him some light. Let's also give him some money because like it seems funny. My favorite one still, I got scammed out of some of them too, because some kids just like took like $7 out of me. I was like, it was a banana. I was like, oh, say like a COVID thing, like, hey, wash your hands and wear a mask. And he just went like, wash your hands. And I was like, that's it? And he's like, yeah. I was like, dude, I gave you like a whole script. He's like,
That's it.
I was like, all right. Some lady didn't even take it. She rejected the offer because she. And this is the thing, was like just finding these random ass things people would do for money. This one girl,
They'll do a lot for
this
money.
one girl, she would just put shit in her mouth.
That is not where I thought you were going.
She just put like she was like, I'll just put money. I'll like eat whatever. So like, she just ate money. I saw like a video. She had money, ate it, and I was like, okay. She also did like impressions.
Money's the dirtiest thing on the planet.
So I know
That's gross.
but I saw her eating money. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hire you. And so she also did impressions. I was
We
like,
could
all right.
get along really well.
I was like, do a Kermit the Frog impression while
God.
eating like Ritz crackers, and she's like, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, what do you mean?
I mean,
What do you mean you're not gonna do that? I'm just like, it's so simple. And so like I put the order in, she rejected it, so I got the money back, and I was like, all right, boo.
I love Ritz crackers.
Yeah, it was like, and she didn't do
I
it.
could have made $10 just now.
Exactly. And another guy had to just like, well, now it's dated because the guy that I made him quote is like a PDF file. So
Is it Dr. Disrespect?
no,
Oh.
I never liked him.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
EDP.
I'll cut this part out. Who is it?
Eat that pussy 445.
I've never heard that.
You
before.
definitely have. You just hear, it's all right.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Wait, him?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, shit.
That shit came out. Well, like after I made that video, like it came out like years later.
Damn.
But like he got Chris Hansen pretty much like stung and all that shit. Like not by Chris Hansen, but like a YouTube
I might
channel
just leave
did the
this
same.
in. Fuck it.
Yeah, but that was that happened. But like there was a thing he would always say where it was like, "Good evening, Twitter. It's your boy. Eat that pussy 445." And about 30 to 45 minutes ago, I beat the fuck out of my dick so goddamn bad that my left hand has gone numb. I actually beat off so much that in fact my left leg is also going numb. And like
Are you just having a heart attack?
it was just a whole thing. So I had this guy like in a cinematic like trailer voice. I'm like, read this. And he did it.
35 minutes ago.
He's like, good evening, Twitter. It's your boy. And just like all like he
Damn.
did different takes of deeper and deeper voices. But my favorite one still that I had from that series, which I want to make another episode of that because that was fun, was this guy did impressions of voices. And he was like, I'll do anything from like some anime waifu to like Goofy and Mickey. And I was like, I want you to sing Straight Outta Compton as Mickey Mouse. And I was like, if you're not black, you can say the N-word. Like, I'm giving you the pass. Didn't end up needing to do it, but I have that saved still. It was fucking
Straight Outta Compton.
literally, like, he
I
did
hate
the whole
myself that I did
song.
that.
He did like probably the first like minute. So good. That was the
Nice.
best money I ever spent. I think I gave him like $20.
Did he
after
change
that.
anyone's name to Mickey Mouse? Like instead of saying crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube?
Nope. He kept it.
He
kept-
okay.
yeah, but it was
Crazy
just so.
motherfucker named Mickey.
It was so good. It was my favorite.
That's really funny.
one. I was like, this was the one. I was like, it's gonna make or break the video, and
It was a make.
it was a big make. I loved it.
Big ol' make.
Big old make. There's a lot of old stuff I've been looking at. I was like, I need to bring this back just
Nice.
because like it was just fun to make,
Yeah.
regardless of like what I got views wise. It was just a blast to make,
Yeah.
and I like that.
So you mentioned the lockdown and everything, which like I was also kind of dipped into it at this time. But I know that you started streaming around that time as well. I remember I keep this close to my heart.
Oh.
No. I remember being in your stream one time, I think when you won a game of Fortnite. I clipped the winning shot. I clipped that from his stream. I'm a day one, boy.
Day one, and then we ended up doing like the whole big Among Us thing.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not even going to lie. I miss playing Among Us.
Me
I miss playing original Among Us. There's
There's so much now.
I tried to play it like a year and a half ago, I think.
Yeah, they've added so much.
And there's
to
just
it.
like so many mods and like new like modes and stuff.
Yeah,
So I just haven't really.
Lethal
gone back.
Company is like the new shit. I
I played
love
Lethal
that
Company
game.
with you, right?
You did.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah, because I
love
remember. So on my soundboard, I have a way to like turn the gain up, and it makes my voice.
Oh,
just
yeah, you scared the
obnoxious.
fuck out of
Yeah,
me.
and I just went up and I was just like, "Hey Noah,"
And I was like, what was that?
I was like, "Noah."
It was that and Phasmo we played a bunch of.
I love Phasmo. I
They
want to
up-
play Phasmo again.
They updated a lot of it.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot new maps. I played it like a month ago and it was very fun. But
Nice.
yeah, Lethal Company is very fun. And I'm just like, it's just, God, yeah. I miss streaming.
I miss playing games with my friends.
That's just the best
I've
part.
started to do it again recently. I started playing golf with your friends. You ever played that?
I think
literally just a mini golf game.
Oh, okay.
Just like hop in Discord, have a voice chat, and then you can start a game with people.
Oh.
So I really want to do that again. We're actually thinking about like I was actually thinking about doing like a podcast episode, but like, or maybe just a video of like Disruptor and this band Toothless and Escape Artist, because we were all kind of like playing a game together one time, like me and some of the members
all of you
those
in
bands.
one.
Yeah, because you can have like 16 people in a game, I think.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we were thinking about just doing like a big like band hangout, golf with your friends thing. So that'd be cool. But I also just want to play it with anybody.
Okay, yeah, that could be fun actually. Yeah. Just like if there's that many of you though, it's gonna be like hectic as shit,
and it's gonna be great,
so fun.
But yeah, so you were streaming a bunch.
Yes.
What were? Oh my god, I had more questions, but now I'm just like,
dude, no,
I'm overthinking the squeakiness
of
the chair.
Overthink or don't overthink. Ask me whatever.
How was streaming?
Streaming, that time where I was very consistent. Mm-hmm. I think, like obviously during COVID,
you were killing it.
Yeah, thank you. I guess so. Yeah, but like
I remember like looking up to you, being like, damn, I wish I was like this consistent with like anything that I do, because you were doing that and YouTube shit at the same time.
Yeah, I had a lot.
And I was like, damn, I wish I had like. Obviously, like, the means to do that, but also I was like, I wish I had, like, the motivation and, like, willpower and ambition to do this stuff as much as Noah is. Because I was like, I wanted to, like, do content a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing
You still
content.
can. It's not...
Oh, yeah, I still can, but, like,
I think...
life is just... I have a full-time job.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing now is, like, I can't... Like, I didn't have a full-time job when I did all that, so I had a lot more leverage.
Yeah.
But I think...
I didn't have a full-time job, and I still couldn't keep up with it.
I think when I started doing it, I think I definitely got burned out very quickly. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't anything of just, like, I didn't want to not make it because I loved it. It wasn't burnout from just, like, streaming or, like, making the content. It was just, like, I kind of needed... I had, like, no social life, it felt like. Like, my social life was when I was streaming.
Yeah,
and, like, after that, I'm just kind of sitting...
Yeah, that's kind of how it was at that. I mean, you know, during lockdown, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
well, lockdown was different, but then like post lockdown, everyone's starting to go out again. I was still doing that. I was just like, I kind of want to go out again. Just like
yeah.
And then
that's
I
fair.
started doing that more, and then neglecting that, and then just like relationships and everything went up in the air. But like also because of like the content stuff, like I had someone to edit my videos, so like that would take a lot off me. So where I could just make the content, shoot it, send it, and then I'll get it when I get it, and I could just stream in the meantime and like fill that void up. And so it was that time when I was very consistent on Twitch was probably like the closest I've had to being a YouTuber content creator in a sense, because I would get paid from it. It felt so nice to like get recognition from like everyone, and like just like meeting people just like that, like the shit that I like, and it's not just like in the area. So it was really a cool like small glimpse of like what my dream would want it to be, and still is. But like if I end up following through with it, like I gotta keep doing that. That's what I feel like. So it was super fun to just do that.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember his name, but he also has a YouTube channel. He's done stuff with you before.
Joe.
Yeah, Joey C. Official Joey C.
Official Joey C.
I saw him at Weiss one time or something like that, and I was just like, I saw him and I was like, oh shit, that's Joey's. That's Noah's friend. I was like, I recognize him from Noah's videos, and I went up to him and I was like, hey, this might be weird, but like, you're Joey C, right? Like, I've seen you in. I was like, I'm friends with Noah. I've seen you in his videos, or I think he was super cool. He was like, yeah, what's up, man? How's it going?
He's
and I remember,
cool
I remember, I took a picture and I sent it to you. I was like, hey, look who I just met.
Yep.
So
he's cool. A cool dude. He's a cool.
Yeah.
He just had a massive just growth in his channel. He's like at 4,000 now.
Damn, that's sick.
He's kicking ass.
I remember back then, I was like pretty consistent in skating, like skateboarding and stuff. And I remember he's also super good. Not also, I'm not nearly as good as him, but like he's a very good skater.
He's competed in a lot of like competitions like through his life. He's very
nice.
Good.
Yeah. And I remember like, I think there was a video of his where he was trying to like, I think he said he was trying to learn like fakie, shit. It wasn't a laser flip. It was essentially a laser flip, but like with a body.
The Today We Learn thing or whatever?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
He
was doing some variation. I hate myself for not knowing it, but like some variation of like a fakie laser flip with like a half cab laser flip, essentially.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called exactly, but I think anyways that he was learning that. And I remember thinking like, I want to like hang out with him and like talk about video games, and like I want to play him in a game of skate. And I have not touched a skateboard in so long. I can like barely kickflip anymore. Dude, when I was in my prime, I fucking, like, not to sound like a conceited douche and like toot my own horn, but like I'm gonna toot it a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
I used to be pretty fucking good when I was like a teenager. I remember like the coolest thing I did a nollie tray flip off of a fun box, and it just blows my mind that I was able to do that. And now I'm like, my legs hurt when I ollie. I can sometimes kick flip.
Sometimes kick flip.
Yeah.
My leg.
My leg.
My leg.
Good reference. But yeah, so streaming is cool. I remember the Fortnite thing. You just got so excited about it. I think it was when you were like, it was late at night and you like you wanted to yell, but it was late at night and you were like, I can't be loud. I can't wake people up. So you were just like, yeah, baby, let's go.
I think it was when I played Undertale.
Okay.
And that was probably like, there's always like a moment like in the small Twitch career that I had at the time that like I would go to, and the Undertale like Sans fight was like the pinnacle, like peak of my time.
I vaguely remember watching you try to do that. That fight sucks.
That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Like, I fought so many bosses, like, in all of, like, playing games and shit like that. That was the hardest boss I've ever had to deal with. And I was just getting so flustered and so mad. Because, like, it's just a pattern. So, like, you know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then you gotta remember that. And then when you get to a point you haven't seen, it's like, what's next?
What do I do now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. That's the thing that like gets me about video games is like, especially like a final boss thing. It's like, I know there's gonna be like a big payoff at the end,
yes.
but like since you mess up and you have to learn all of this stuff, I'm not worried about losing. I'm worried about I have to do all of this shit again.
Yeah, and
you
they're
just do it
so long.
many times.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then when you finally do it, you're like, cool, I've seen this 10,000 fucking times.
Yep.
Like I don't care.
Do it blindfolded.
Yeah. That's how I felt when I was playing Resident Evil Village on Village of Shadows difficulty.
Oh.
Because I had like the highest upgraded Magnum, like the weapon that you could have was like the highest upgraded Magnum.
Did you get the lightsaber?
No, I never got the lightsaber. I wanted to, but I just didn't have like the in-game currency or whatever.
Oh, I thought it was just doing a complete like every.
Well, yeah,
challenge.
There's like things you had to do, but I just never did.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that good.
Okay.
I got through Village of Shadows, not the League of Shadows. This isn't Batman. The Village of Shadows difficulty. I got through all of it because that gun one shots almost everything.
Oh shit!
But the part at the end where you're fighting Heisenberg.
Yes.
Who? Fun fact. Neil Newbon, who does the voice of Heisenberg, does the voice of Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3.
No shit.
He's the voice of Astarion, darling. You know,
full circle moment.
Horrible accent. I'm sorry. Horrible impression.
Full circle moment.
Full circle. But I remember like doing that boss fight because in that boss fight you can't have any weapons because he controls metal.
Yep.
You can't use your weapons. You have to use a specific thing.
Like throw like a brick at him or something, right? Or
yeah,
just,
it's like there's like it was a pain in the ass. I think I have that on my Twitch as well when I like finally got it. I was so burnt out and annoyed, I didn't even feel like celebrating.
You're like...
I was like... And I also didn't want... Yeah, basically. I also didn't want to, like... And I'm sure you can relate to this as well. I also didn't want to celebrate too early and jinx myself.
Yep. Oh,
and
yeah.
And then be like... Fuck, I fucking did... Oh, there's more. Shit.
Why is there another boss, like, another health bar shows up?
Yeah. But yeah, just that reminds me of your Undertale thing. Reminds me of that.
Yeah, there's moments, but when you finally know like it's done, you're like,
finally, I can
biggest sigh of relief.
Yeah.
It feels so fucking good.
What's one of the favorite games that you've played on Twitch on stream?
Huh? I mean, besides Undertale.
Hold on. There we go. Yes, besides Undertale.
Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Because I've never played.
Never gotten into Final Fantasy.
Never played Final Fantasy at all. I was a big Kingdom Hearts kid, so I knew a little bit from them. But Final Fantasy VII is considered like one of the best like RPG games of like all time. Like on the PlayStation 1, like it's a long fucking game.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing like I never played it, but I remember when I was younger, my mom's boyfriend like he had a really good job, so he would get us like the new game console every Christmas. And he got us a Sega Dreamcast, and it was like Final Fantasy 13 or whatever for it, because there's been so many, and I was just so like, I was young and dumb, and I was like, there's too many games to play before this, because the number's so high. I was like, there's too many to play before it, I won't know what's happening, so I just never played it.
And like the one thing I'm not a big fan of turn-based games, so that's what all Final Fantasy VII was like
That's what
turn-based.
Baldur's Gate 3
And
is
most
for the most part.
so like Baldur's Gate I
It's
get
fun,
into,
though.
but I know it's fine. Just like
That is a turn-off for me.
But with this
sometimes.
one, the remake, it was just kind of move around and fight and attack. So I was like, okay, cool, I can do this. And I was like, this is such a fun game.
Yeah.
And I got into it because in Smash Bros, they announced that Sephiroth was a playable character.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like I remember you were like doing a reaction to like the Nintendo like live.
Yeah, when
panel or whatever.
Sora came out, that was
Yeah, you lost your mind.
Oh my god, I skipped.
And that I remember thinking, because I almost did it. I remember thinking, damn, I should have live streamed my reaction for the Dead by Daylight announcement for the newest chapter. Because I was like, in my head, I was like, imagine how cool it would be if it was Silent Hill.
And it was
fucking Silent Hill. Fucking Pyramid Head comes out. It was just like it was like a school. I was like,
and now it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Is it? Is it actually?
That's the next one. Yeah, the next. collab.
I'm so far behind in the last. The last one that I remember was Hellraiser.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really played much Dead by Daylight since Guilt and Bloom broke up.
Oh damn. Okay.
In all
so it's been a
honesty.
minute.
But yeah, I just remember like sitting there being like, oh, I kind of wish I streamed this, but like I also just want to experience it. And that's something. Do you ever deal with that where you're like, if you're like in the process of making content or about to make content and film something, you're like, I want to film this because like it'll be fun and it'll be cool to like have the content and everything, but I also just kind of want to enjoy it, experience it.
So yes, I also like I've never had the chance to do reaction stuff, and I have a whole little like thing with reaction videos and channels because like a lot of them are just like funny next video and like that's it.
Or a lot of them are like Sniper Wolf and
yes,
just take everyone
exactly.
else's stuff and then sue you.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
you, Sniper
so
Wolf. She's never gonna see this.
Yeah, imagine she does.
She's like, I'm gonna sue you for saying my name.
She could. Who knows?
You'll get a whole $20 out of me. I'm fucking broke.
$20 is $20. But there was like a series I had where it's called Watch This, where like I would react to my like random people and just like we pick like some random thing on YouTube and they would like go and like kind of take control of it. I'm just here. Like what do you like when you go on YouTube and like what's your homepage look like? Like show me what your stuff you look at is, and then I was kind of like find a way to mesh it, and then we just kind of just like riff back and forth.
Okay,
that was the whole
cool.
series, so it was fun because like
I had another person with you.
Yeah,
it was more than just reacting. It was kind of like learning something about
Yeah.
someone else in the process. Of
I think
reacting.
one thing we looked up, I think I did with my sister one time. I think we looked up just like nuke explosions for a little bit. She was like, I do this.
You just
all
went
this-
down a rabbit
She's
hole?
like, I was looking up nuke explosions. I was like, why? She's like,
Are you okay?
She's like, look at them, and I was like, no, they're pretty intense. So like, it's just stuff like that I would just like.
You see Oppenheimer?
I did not yet.
Okay.
I need to see it.
I got up to the nuke explosion, then I was like, I don't care about anything else that happened.
It's like Titanic.
Yeah. Once they all get in the water, I'm like, what else is there to see?
It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
But in terms of just like reacting to stuff like that, where it's like a one-off thing, I do it more so just for like to look back on, because I know like I like that first feeling you have when you hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, like there's no way, like you'll never get to really capture that again. So when I look at like me, because this was like a big thing overall, like it was the last Smash game, it was the last character, so there was so much like hype about like who's gonna be like the one to send the game off like on a high road, and everyone's like, oh, it's got to be this guy, this person, this girl.
Did you think it was gonna be somebody besides what's his name, Sora?
I was so against it being Sora because I'm like, there's no way, like
okay.
It was cool, like I even said like in the video, like if we get another anime sword character, like I don't want it because like
I remember you saying you're like, I don't want it to be another anime sword wielding character.
Because I didn't think it'd be Sora. I'm thinking like, oh, it's probably, they're like, oh, we'll get another Fire Emblem person because they saturate the game, or like someone that like we wouldn't expect. Like if it was like, I don't know, Raiden from like Metal Gear or something, like that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Or like Nathan Drake somehow, or like Kratos, like something like that. People were saying like Master Chief or like Jonesy from Fortnite. I was like, oh, okay, well that could have been cool. People were saying Doom Guy, and I was like, that's possible. And then they made a
Doom Guy would be sick.
Then they made a Mii costume, so like he was out. So I was like, all right, who is it gonna be? And just like when I saw like that keychain,
it was
Oh, I've never like I had work like an hour after that, and I have never screamed so loud at 8 a.m. And I watched that video randomly just to be like,
I'll do that.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
like, I can't believe like that. I caught that moment.
To like feel the nostalgia. Again, like relive it as much as you can. I do that honestly. Evie kind of makes fun of me for it and calls me a dork. It's fine, but I do that a lot with like I used to do it a lot with Avengers Endgame, but now I do it with Spider-Man No Way Home. With spoilers.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen No Way Home by now, this is your own fault. But
there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way that it hasn't spoiled for you. But if it hasn't, it's gonna now. But like when you first see fucking Andrew Garfield, I remember being in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I'm just getting excited now thinking. Okay, so this is what happened. I remember sitting there. He was over here, but for the sake of the video, we're just watching, and it's like I honestly kind of like forgot that there was even a possibility of them coming in the movie.
I didn't believe this rumors. I was like, no, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like it might happen, but I don't want to set myself up.
Yep.
Might set myself up for disappointment kind of thing. But I remember just being like, because all that stuff happened with, Aunt May and everything, and like it's such a depressing point and a low point of the movie.
Oh, man.
So I wasn't thinking of anything else besides, damn, this is fucking depressing. And I remember like, I wish we could see Peter, and he does the thing, and the sling ring the portal opens, and you just see a dude. And I literally, my brother was sitting next to me, and I literally was like, that's Andrew Garfield. That's fucking Andrew Garfield.
Everyone knew because like they saw like the eyes.
The
they're like that's Andrew Garfield.
I literally grabbed him and started shaking.
I was like, and then like
when he finally hops in, dude, everybody was just screaming. And then I literally was like, I was like, yeah, this is fucking sick. Yeah, it's sick. And then he took his mask off, and I literally threw my arms up, and I was like, yes! I screamed so loud.
Dude, that's like that movie and Endgame were two of those movies where like you had to be there.
I'm on your left, and I was like, no fucking way!
And then the hammer, I was like, where's that?
I popped so hard for that
Dude,
part.
everyone in the theater up in arms, screaming. It was like people were like, why do you scream during movies? I was like, yeah, like I get it, but this was like this built up to this.
That I've been waiting for and hoping for since Age of Ultron.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because I
love
at
Captain
it too.
America. He is he's in my top 3 favorite male Marvel heroes.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know in specific order, but it's Captain America, Spider-Man, and Daredevil. Fucking love Daredevil. I started watching Daredevil again recently for like the 19th time.
Because the new one's coming out soon.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Did you watch Echo?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched Echo. But yeah, so like having that like, and that's something that I kind of dealt with too, is like having that the means to like go back and relive it somehow.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. You worded that in a good way.
It's so and like what was it? It's just God, I love that movie. That was such a good movie.
Yeah. We so I wish that Evie was there for that because I want her to see me at my most excited, if that makes sense.
Did you see the new Sonic movie?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I really want to. We saw Nosferatu with her mom and her younger sister.
Is that good?
It's really good.
Yeah, I need to see
I'm
it.
kind of conflicted on how I feel about Lily Rose Depp's
character.
Well, just her performance. Like, it's good, but I also feel like there's something off about it. I don't know.
I need to see it because I
It's
watched
really good.
Sonic over that. Dude, Sonic is... They go 3 for 3.
I was just going to say 3 for 3. But yeah, Evie's mom was like, yeah, the movie was good. I just didn't like all the weird, like, squelching noises. Because, when he's like...
I will say, when you go to see the movie, there are 2 end credit scenes.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
all I will say.
All right.
But
yeah, we went and saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Another spoiler.
People hated that, and I liked it.
I thought it could have been better, but I still liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I didn't love it,
that.
but it could have been better. Mainly how they fucking treated the Illuminati.
Oh my god, I was so upset.
Like, okay. Hear me. No, not hear me out. That's about.
I was kind of glad that John Krasinski wasn't Mr. Fantastic.
You shut your whore
we
mouth
have Pedro
right now.
Pascal now.
We could have had both. We actually might. There's a rumor that there might be a Council of Reeds because that's in the comics. There's a rumor that there might be a Council of Reeds.
Well, he's dead.
In that universe, there's an infinite number of universes, Noah.
You're right.
Come on.
You're right.
Sorry, I'm very passionate about
it.
I get excited.
Right. Okay.
But no, I remember like because John Krasinski was a fan cast of Reed
a lot of that was like fan cast stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of it was fan cast. Well, that mainly was fan cast because like I don't think there's ever been. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if anybody listens to this, or watches. But like I don't know if there's. I can't think of anybody that has been more heavily sought after and in a fan cast sense than John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
I think he
Tom
was
Hardy as Bane, and or
that was
so
good.
good. Maybe John Bernthal as a Punisher. Like, people really wanted him, and even Charlie Cox was going to bat for him. He's like, yeah, I'd love to have John Bernthal as a Punisher. And then he was, and he's fucking great.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I fucking loved it.
And I'll do it again.
But yeah, like, see, I'm not going to get into that because this is your episode. But real quick, we went and saw it with Evie, or we went and saw it. And I remember, like, they showed too much in the trailer, in my opinion. Like, they didn't need to have,
it's not really,
like,
even still, like...
still,
you couldn't even fucking, like, follow that. You're like, what?
Like, in the trailer, it showed the back of someone's head, and it's like, we should tell him the truth. And I was like, that's Patrick Stewart.
We didn't even hear the back of his voice. We just heard his voice. Not even the back of his head.
It was like a very slight part of, like, his ear or something. You barely saw him.
I was like,
it's
Patrick
like,
Stewart.
We should tell him the truth. And it's like, okay, that's one of the most recognizable voices ever.
Yeah.
You know it's Patrick Stewart. Everyone else I didn't know. I can't pronounce his name, the actor's name, but I love that they gave Black Bolt a comic accurate suit.
Dude, Black Bolt was
so
cool.
Yeah, Black Bolt, if done right, is a sick ass character.
I think I kind of like how like fucking like gruesome like the movie was.
Oh yeah,
like it could have easily been R, and I kind of wish it was.
It was originally supposed to be a horror movie. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yep.
And that's one thing that I will never forgive Kevin Feige for. Love Kevin Feige, but I will never forgive him for because and I get it, but also like you had Logan and you have Deadpool. You know that you
not at the time there was not even.
Well, in the terms of like comic book movies, I guess. You have those movies that were rated R, and they were phenomenal.
Well, they were Sony.
Yeah, but like, even still, it's like that's a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
like, or
to
in
some
association
extent,
with Marvel. It's a Marvel character in a movie. It's like you can do because they're just so concerned with like. I remember there was some panel that when Scott Derrickson was still attached to the Doctor Strange 2, he was still attached to it, and he was gonna have it be a horror movie, and somebody in the crowd was like. Said something like, "Oh, it's gonna be rated R, like my kids can't see it or something like that." And Kevin Feige was like, "No, it's gonna be PG-13. Like you're gonna love it." And it's like, you can still have a good rated R movie.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Exactly. Like I don't know. So like I don't know.
I feel like if it was rated
R,
I
love Sam Raimi.
Oh god,
stuff that he's done is
OG Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, one of the greatest movies ever made. Not even from a comic book standpoint, but just in a movie sense, one of the greatest movies ever made. The fucking Evil Dead series, weird as hell, but cool as hell. So that scene with like Doctor Strange fighting Evil Strange, and they're like throwing like the piano
music.
Notes, or the music
so
notes.
Cool.
That was so like. That's such a cool idea.
It was such a cool fight.
Thought of
it was so cool. I'm so mad at like that.
Yeah, but yeah, like the way that they treated John Krasinski, they did him dirty. I think they did him dirty to show how strong Wanda is, and it's like we don't need to know how strong. We already know how strong Wanda is. She almost took out Thanos by herself. He literally the only reason that she didn't kill him then and there was because he ordered his troops to fire on themselves.
Yep.
What did Monica say? She's like she would have beat Thanos too if he didn't order a blitz or something like that. It was
something like
yeah, it was. But that's my rant. I love John Krasinski, and I hope he comes back in some capacity as in the
he'll
council,
be in the
Marvel
Council of world again. Just
I
not
really
sure
hope
how.
he is.
I'm just not sure
because he was originally supposed to be Captain America.
Was he really?
Yeah. He like had a costume fitting. He was like the one. He was like the first. Chris Evans was the first choice that they had, or the first one they wanted, and then. He said no like 3 times.
Chris Evans?
Yeah, he said no like 2 or 3 times.
Holy shit.
I know. Can you imagine anyone else?
Wow.
I mean, maybe John Krasinski. But like
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Well, like at the time he was like I was in good shape. I wasn't like 13 cuz he was in a movie called 13 Hours and he was yoked.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Okay.
And he was like I remember going there and like doing a costume fitting. I was in decent shape and I was pulling up my pants and everything from the costume. And then Chris Hemsworth walks by as Thor, and he's like, "How you doing, mate?" And then John Krasinski went, "Nope, this isn't for me."
Wow.
But yeah,
damn,
I don't know.
That's yeah. John Krasinski will come back because I've heard like also like people were talking about like. Before I get that, how do you feel about Robert Downey Jr. coming back?
I was conflicted at first.
I still am.
I am a little bit like.
I don't get it.
I don't. All right, hold on. Hear me out.
I guess like I know it's a big like name grab thing, but like,
and I don't want it to be a name grab thing in the sense of like they're like, oh, the only way that we can save the like the directors and everything. It's like the only way that we can save the MCU is if we have Robert Downey Jr. or some other heavy hitter come back.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be the case. I think that they can make good movies, and they have, and I think they can make great movies and shows if they take their time and do it right. And don't just force out a bunch of content.
Which is what they've done now.
Yeah, and they finally said, like 2 years ago or whatever, they were like, we're gonna focus on quality over quantity. And I was like, you should have been doing that
in the first place, yeah.
But apparently there is a thing. It's rumored that he might be in the Fantastic Four movie, which is kind of cool.
It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's rumored that, I guess, I don't remember exactly what comic it is, but there's, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's some comic where, Doctor Doom is like, essentially he is Tony Stark. It's a weird thing where like Tony Stark essentially became Doctor Doom because of something. I don't remember what.
See, I don't really want that.
I'm conflicted on if I would rather have that because it's like
they had a guy
it's going to be so hard to see him as not Tony Stark.
That's the thing. Even like there's like jokes on Twitter. It's like, oh. It's like Spider-Man shows up. It's like, Mr. Stark, is that you? Yeah, it's me, but I'm bad now. It's like, but wait, we were just friends. Not anymore. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for it, and I'm optimistic that they're gonna do it right.
Yeah, because
it's mainly just me. I have to get past seeing him as somebody that he's not playing anymore. You know what I mean?
I know,
but it's such a tall order because it's like you had this whole thing started off because of him.
Yeah,
and there's been so many years and movies of him as this one character. Now you're bringing him back as a different character. It's like, gonna be hard to look past that. Like, I'll try my best, but it'll be hard.
I know, like on like service level, yeah, it's a different character. But I think even from like just like the movies prior, like Endgame, like just doesn't hit the same. Like you're gonna see him again, different character, completely unrelated. But it's like I didn't want to see him again.
Yeah.
In the MCU, unless there was like
another Tony Stark variant, or something.
Come back as Iron Man. Like I'm gonna wait till I see like a trailer or something before I like really give like an opinion. But like I just don't think they had options for like other people to be him.
Yeah, I think Cillian Murphy was like a big.
Yeah, dude, he could have been him. I would have loved that.
Cool, yeah.
But I mean, people are saying too that like, what if he's not the actual true Doom? He's just like a variant, and the real Doom shows up later, which could be cool. But I know people are saying that like Tom Cruise is supposed to be like a variant of Iron Man.
Yeah, he was he was one of the first. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was one of the first people that they were like, or no, I think they really wanted him to be the Demon in a Bottle variant.
Oh shit!
Is it Demon in a Bottle or storyline? Some storyline basically where like he is just like a really even more of a shitty person, and he like. That's where like the nano suit comes from. I think is from. I might be butchering this, but yeah. Long story short, yeah, they really wanted Tom Cruise to be Iron Man in Multiverse of Madness. That's part of the Illuminati.
Ooh,
which would have been sick.
That would have been cool. I feel like if we could get one movie back and redone, it should be Multiverse of Madness, like as an R-rated horror film.
I agree.
Would have been way better.
Oh, man, I don't know because I mean that's at the top of my list. But the other one, if I could have them redo it, I would love for them to redo Thor: Love and Thunder and make it not dog shit.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that movie. I
go to bat for comic book movies all the time, and I always try to find like the pros in them. Like the first Suicide Squad movie, the theatrical cut was horrible, but I was like,
I like the new one, The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that one was great
with John Cena and all that. So good.
Idris Elba's Bloodsport, their rivalry, it's fantastic. But like the extended edition of Suicide Squad, it like they just use that movie as they use the Joker as a marketing for it, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna make him really fucking dumb and goofy.
It was so bad.
Not put him in it almost at all. But so I go to bat for comic book movies a lot, and I try to find the positives about them. I just couldn't for Thor 4.
Christian Bale. That's the only positive.
They cut out so much stuff about him, though.
I feel like...
Yeah, he is the only positive about it.
He is. And I feel like they fucked the story. I would have loved to see him fight gods and actually kill one. It's just
a whole
aftermath.
Scene, I can't remember her name, but there was a whole scene where, like, like people came out and said they were like, yeah, we filmed a lot of stuff and none of it is in the movie.
Oh
because
my
for whatever
days.
reason, fucking executives at Marvel were like, it can't be over 2 hours because people won't want to watch it. And it's like, no, we want to have the Batman with Robert Pattinson. Amazing
love
movie.
That. I watched that randomly. Just so good.
Yeah, amazing movie. It's fleshed out. It's long enough to where it's paced very well, I think.
It's paced very well.
It's a really good movie. Like, you can make long comic book movies.
Endgame. I forget it's 3 hours. I literally am like, oh,
Endgame
shit.
is phenomenal.
So good.
Like, you can do it.
You
and
can.
I feel like Gore was wasted. They filmed a lot of stuff, and a lot of it was cut because
And the
people
ending
didn't
was so bad.
yeah.
Because I was like, what do you mean the daughter's name is Love and Thunder was the daughter's name? That was like the, not joke, but like the end thing.
Like the end tag or something.
Or Love and Thunder like was what their new duo was called. And I
Yeah.
was like, what?
It's like,
what
okay,
are you
like I
talking
get
about?
it, but also like
Also
stop.
kind of mad they did Natalie Portman dirty. I was really hoping she'd stay alive.
That's another thing.
As like female Thor. I was
saw,
sick.
Yeah, I saw behind the scenes footage of her like going to New Asgard and like seeing Mjolnir. I can never say it
Jonathan.
right. Jonathan. Yeah. Seeing Thor's hammer.
Yeah, just say that.
Seeing the hammer, and like there was a whole thing of like how like she saw it and like it kind of like overtook her.
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of stuff like behind the scenes footage that got leaked and whatnot, and it was all just cut. It was too fast paced, in my opinion. So I would like for them to redo that one.
I think I should just left it at 3. I think Ragnarok was so
too,
good.
Yeah.
And 4, I was like, you guys have
I'm
a
also
high bar.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm also sick of them killing off villains.
What do you mean? That's kind of the point.
I want him to come back.
Why do you... No.
Green Goblin came back.
Green Goblin... So, what, in No Way Home?
Yeah.
The point of that was, like, they grabbed him just before they died.
Okay,
so when they go back
maybe
to
not Green
the world...
Green Goblin isn't a good example.
That was all the villains in that movie. They got sent back before they died.
That's the thing is, like, there's so many cool villains that, like Loki.
Loki didn't die.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm sick of them killing off villains when they can use them for more things.
Yeah, but sometimes
Like-
they need to die. Sometimes they need
the
to
dog
die.
shit ones.
Loki, I think, was good, and then the first season of Loki was good, and then the second one was like kind of.
Second one was cool.
It was cool. It just ending confused
It was very
me.
confusing. Yeah.
I was like, so he's just in charge of all of time now.
He's God of Stories, Loki.
So he's just in charge of everything.
He's in charge of the flow of time now. Yeah. He made the ultimate sacrifice to stay there and hold all the branches that the flow of time goes through. I'm trying to remember. It's hard. It's complicated. But yeah, I think that because I would love to see Gore come back because they don't die immediately in the first issue they're in the comics. They don't die there.
I mean,
they can come back. Like,
they
I don't know.
could do a thing for multiverse where they bring back all the villains, which would be pretty
That'd be
sick.
sick.
I mean, they also had to change the whole story because the Kang Dynasty. I was
so bummed.
Excited for that.
Like I love
I
Jonathan
was
Majors is a great
so
actor. You see him in
excited
Creed?
for that.
Creed 3?
I have not seen any of the Creeds,
so
but I
good.
need to see that.
I've only seen the third one because I was excited about him being Kang, so I was like,
so
I'll see
excited
Creed 3.
for that story. I was so excited for that plot.
He's such a good actor, and it
was
sucks
so
that
good.
I don't remember.
Apparently, like it was just like the lady pulled.
I know
this
there was.
up,
I know
yeah.
there was like abuse allegations and
Yeah,
whatnot.
but
I
she,
don't
like-
remember if he was found guilty or
No,
not.
she redacted all of it.
So he was like pretty
Yeah.
much found not guilty.
Yep.
If
Yeah,
that's the case, that sucks.
that's what I saw. Don't quote me on that. I want to.
Yeah, I could.
That's
be
what I
wrong.
read.
I want to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to have an opinion.
There
but
we go.
I would have liked to have seen more Kang.
I would have. I mean, Ant-Man Quantumania was cool for like what they did, but like
I'm sick of the nanotech. I'm sick of every single person having nanotech. It's like just put your fucking mask on.
you know what I saw that people like I brought to my attention about.
Even Thor had nanotech. Like why?
He did.
Yeah, in Thor 4, the helmet.
Oh,
It's just okay, maybe it's not nanotech, but like like that kind
Yeah.
of thing of like
there was someone
it's like,
talking
oh, let me put on my suit.
about Thor that I didn't even notice they brought up is like, where did his accent go? Like I wanted to keep
Yeah.
that like Viking accent he had like in the first one. Like that was funny.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he just turned to just like a dude.
He's a bro.
He's a bro, bro Thor. But yeah, no, that was
Thor 4 more bro. Okay. I'm just gonna rant for a while if we keep talking about it. So I want to get back to you. Back to you. I'm sorry,
dude. This is the point of just talking.
I know, but I feel bad. It's like, hey, come on my podcast. I want to interview you, and I'm gonna talk about comic book movies.
If I'm engaging in the conversation, it means I want to also talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say like, hey, my turn.
Hey, do you know who I am? Back to me.
My time is precious.
It's like that one Old Spice commercial. It's like, look at her, and now back to me, kind of thing.
I'm on a horse.
Buy it. I'm on a horse.
I can't do that.
So you have a show on TV, technically.
I do.
All right, so you work for News Channel 34 or something
Yes,
like that?
I do.
Okay. Talk about that. I'll let you talk about this now.
Just the show?
Anything.
I mean...
Talk about the show and I want to talk about your experience at Slaughterland. Because I watched some of the stuff that you did, and that was the one that I was like, this is the... Because I think the first one was like an antique store or something like that. And I was like, Noah's a homie, I'm going to watch to support him. But I don't care about antique stores that much, so I'm not the target demographic for this. But I love spooky shit.
Everyone fucking loves that episode.
Well, yeah, it's hilarious. You get scared a lot. It's great.
Everyone, the best ones are when I just get scared or like somewhat hurt. That's why the Black Bears one and the Slaughterland one are people's favorites.
Okay, so go down and talk about some of the stuff that you've done.
Okay.
Explain what it is. And
I'll explain what it is, and then we'll go into like
okay,
what.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, at my job, News 34, I started there as like a director/editor for like the news. So like I would just edit news stories or direct the news entirely. Then
you control the news narrative?
Fox News is calling me. But
the weather machines. No.
The weather machines. Everything.
Why did Joe Biden do that?
He's not asleep. Wake up. Propaganda. Wake up.
Anyway, we just lost all the viewers we had. They're all gone now.
And so I started as that director editor, and then someone in the station left, and she had this adoptable pet thing, which was just like I would go around to animal shelters like cats and dogs and all that stuff and be like, hey, here's Megatron. You can adopt them at this place.
Is that a real name of a thing you could adopt?
There was someone at some shelters, they would have themes, and it was just like when they get a litter of them. So like one time I went, they had like just a bunch of like Lord of the Rings characters.
I love that. I fucking love Lord of the Rings.
Or they would name after like bread.
This is Boromir. Oh, bread.
Or cheese, or just like food. It's
this
always
is my
something.
cat Gouda.
Literally, it's like that. So like I would get dogs and cats and all that stuff. So I'd show it off and be like, hey, this is so and so. You can come here and get them and come adopt them. They're very fun. They're very cute, and it's a great time. And I loved it. It's so fun. I still do it now. And the only downside is like I'm allergic to cats a little bit.
Oh, really?
It's not crazy. Like
I was gonna say you were playing with my cats. Right?
Yeah, no, like I'm fine with it. Like okay. It's just as long as I don't touch my face, I'm good. So I can just hold them, shake them, be like hi, and then like whatever.
Just wash your hands afterwards.
Yep,
good?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So it's fun, but it's so hard because a lot of them are so fucking cute, and I just want to take them home myself. But from that, so I'm part of the news, but like I'm not a reporter. So, like, my opinion doesn't carry weight like the news anchors or the sports anchors. Yeah. So, like, I could get away with, like, saying and doing a lot of things outside of that where, like, my opinion doesn't, like, sway it a certain way.
Okay.
So that's why eventually we have Speedy Fest in our town. It's this big yearly thing we have about cube chicken.
Binghamton, New York's entire personality is Chicken Speedies.
Chicken Speedies, Twilight Zone, and carousels.
Yes.
That is our entire personality.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, oh, we need someone else out on the field to talk. And I was like, and they were like, Noah, can you do it? And I was like,
you're like, oh, you need somebody? I know a guy. I've been holding on to that since we started. I have like notes on my computer that I was like,
please tell me you have a joke list.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh my days. Okay. So I did that.
I was like, you doing okay? You need any help? I know a guy.
Boo. If I had
$1
for every time I heard that,
I know,
my God,
yeah.
I'd have at least $20.
Yeah.
At least 20.
It's like the joke I make of like, if I had $1 for every time people from my job said they would go watch my band play, I would have enough money to have to quit that job.
Damn.
Shots fired.
Whoa.
Come watch my band.
Whoa.
It's a little warm in here.
It's getting a little toasty in here.
You take your sweatshirt off yet?
Not yet. Relax. Relax, all right?
That's when the camera cuts. All right, anyway, yeah, sorry.
But no, you're good. So I did that, and obviously I've been on camera a lot from doing my YouTube stuff, which honestly gave me the biggest advantage I've ever had in my life.
I was going to say, yeah, I feel like that probably definitely
I just have to change my personality a bit. Like, I can still be me, but I can't just curse as much.
You're like, yo, adopt this fucking cat.
Literally, I could do that, but I can't. So my boss saw how I was the first time live. With all that, I was just bullshitting. And she was like, wow, you're so good at this. And I was like, thanks. I have a lot of practice.
Thanks. Raise, please?
And so she's like, I'll raise you one better. And so a couple months later, I started to transfer to a new position as a commercial producer, which I am at now. Nice. So in between that time, though, my boss was like, hey, we want to take your personality and do more with it than just have you on the cats and dog thing. I was like, nice. Cool. And so she was like, we should do a thing, a lifestyle show. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. I'm listening.
My interest is peaked?
Yeah. And she's like, it's just you kind of showing off. We want to make the everyone says oh, there's nothing here to do in Binghamton. We want you to show that. So I was
okay,
cool. How am I going to do that? And they're like, oh, I know people all over. So the first episode, that 20-minute one, which they became 5 to 7 after that, was with Mabel Dior. And so Heidi was the owner, or is the owner. She's a riot. I love her. She's so much fun.
Yeah, she seemed really cool. Really fun.
She did acting herself, so she was great to riff off of. So we explained to her what it was. She's like, oh, that sounds great. So found a time, did a slot, did that, shot it in July, and then we couldn't air it because we needed a sponsor. I don't know how the
backstage politics.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're like, we can't air it until we get a sponsor. So I was like, okay, cool. So we did it. We made it. We shot it. We showed it to a bunch of people get sponsors. We got a sponsor, and they're like, the deal is you have to do it once per month, and we have little vignettes or teasers on air, but the full episode is on our website. I was like, cool. So they gave me and Brian full creative reign. We could pick and choose who we wanted to do, where we wanted to go, all that. So I was like, this is amazing.
Are you still doing this?
So I'll get to that.
Okay.
So
because I know an event coming up in March that you could look into. Hint, hint. Sorry.
So with that, we just started going. Mm-hmm. We were talking to every place. So we did Slaughterland because I was we got to make it festive a bit, Halloween themed. So I was is there anything close by here? Because everyone knows Reapers. That's the one. So I was like,
Reapers is overrated a little bit in my opinion.
And it's overpriced.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, we can't do that though. It's got to be in the area. So I was like, let me look on Google and see if there's anything here. And I was like, oh, there's a place here, and I didn't even know that until I looked it up. So doing this show though showed me there's a lot of shit going on that no one just knows about because you don't look at it. So then,
if you haven't been to Slaughterland, you should go. It's very fun. We go every year.
Very fun.
I got in kind of a fight with a 12-year-old last time I went because he was being a douche.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
He was just being a douche, and he kept saying that we were cutting in front of him, and I was just because one of my friends started sidebar. One of my friends got separated from us, and I was like, oh hey, we're up here, and he just kept talking. It was him and 9 other kids. They're all being obnoxious little kids.
And they're like, dude, he's got to wait in the back. It's
no, they kept saying to themselves, they were they literally keep cutting in front of us, and I had to put on my dad voice, and I was like, if you're talking about us, we're all together. I had to raise my voice a little bit because I was like, I'm not fucking dealing with this
stern.
Yeah, I tried to be stern.
Whoa.
I was like, if you're talking about us, we've all been together this whole time. And he was like, you guys literally cut in front of us.
He had to go pee. What are you going to do?
He was like, you literally cut in front of us. And I was like, you literally all got out of the line to go... I didn't say this, but I was like, you literally all got out of the line to go mess with one of the actors.
Yeah. Just
and then one of his friends was... I don't remember his name. I want to say Trey.
I mean, the name doesn't even matter.
It might be Jake. I think it was Jake because I have a friend named Jake, and I thought those two.
Oh.
But one of his friends was like, Jake, dude, stop. It's not worth it. And I was like, this is not really happening. This isn't real life. And then so...
Kids get so ballsy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's we all did it when we were 12 or 13. We were all
what are you going to do? Now this is terrible.
Yeah. But, I remember we... one of my friends was just like, him and his girlfriend just like looked at me. They're like, "Yo, Jake's fucking pissed, dude."
Oh,
and, like,
shit.
Said it loud enough for them to hear, and they just like, we kept kind of poking fun at him because they were being obnoxious. We'd like go through Slaughterland, and somebody would say something. I think one time somebody was like, "Can I have your skin?" You know, something weird like that. Because it's a haunted house kind of thing. So it's like, "Ooh, I'm creepy. Let me have your skin," kind of thing.
I want your skin.
Yeah.
Pull it off.
Yeah, pretty much. They were like, "Can I skin you alive?"
I'm not joking right now.
They were like, basically like, "Oh, can I skin you alive?" And we were just like, "No, but there's some kid named Jake behind us, so you should ask." Which, like, it's not funny. It's mean, but it's kind of
funny. That's funny.
It's kind of funny.
That's not mean. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I feel bad because, like, one of his friends was like, one of his friends, like, I think he knew that, like, he was being obnoxious and being annoying. So, like, he was kind of talking to us, like, every now and then because he was behind us in line. So, like, we'd finish something and we'd be waiting to go to the next thing. And he was like, "Hey, what did you guys think of that one? Like, did you think it was scary?" We were like, "It was okay. It wasn't bad. I got a few scares in." But, anyway, that's my Slaughterland story.
No, you're good. And then, I'm trying to figure out. So then we did Slaughterland, shot that. Everyone loved it. More than I had a blast because I got to do some stuff that I want to do, like, for my channel. This was, like, an outlet for, like, what I did on YouTube. So that's kind of also why I didn't really make a lot of content because I'm like, I'm doing this. And I'm, like, getting paid for it. So it was like...
Do you think you'd be able to, like, take the stuff from News Station? Is that what it's called? News Station 34?
News 34.
Or News 34?
Yeah.
Do you think they would have a problem with you taking that stuff and putting it on your own channel?
They better not. They better not.
Have you done it already?
I haven't. But
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about doing it, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't pass it. I was like, you better not have an issue with me doing that because it's my likeness.
Yeah.
But
anyway, yeah.
So we were doing that every month. I would get to experience some shit that's like I've never thought I would get to in my lifetime. So like getting like a private like tour of a haunted house, that was cool.
Yeah, that's
being able
sick.
to make like apple cider.
Super jealous.
I loved it. Being able to make like apple cider and like donuts.
The cider mill?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you got to do that? That's sick. That's awesome.
So fun. I got to do that. And then the guy there too, great. Because we told him about it, and like everyone we tell about like what we want to do, first of all, it's completely free. Like we're not paying for anything, you're not paying for anything, just free exposure. Just give us 2 days of your time. And like, cool. The guy when we were at Cider Mill, every time we would go to just like finalize the stuff, we'd leave with 2 gallons of cider and 3 dozen donuts.
Damn.
Every time.
Now I got to do math.
And then he was like, "Here's some coupons," and it'd just be like free like half gallon, a free like half dozen.
Wow.
I was like, whoa. So we were eating well that time.
Nice.
Then,
that's awesome.
And then I forgot what we did for December. We did the hockey team. That was fun because I never got to be on. I got to be on like the ice, like where the team plays and stuff.
That's awesome.
Super cool. And
This is such a cool thing. I didn't know it was this deep.
It was so much fun, and like I got to like experience stuff like I never thought I would. So I was like, I watched hockey here and there. I was like, does getting checked into the wall really hurt that bad, or is it just purely sound?
Hey YouTube, I'm gonna see if getting checked into the wall really hurts.
I did, and I was like,
ow!
I had a guy. I wasn't wearing any pads, anything like that, and the guy that was helping me, super sweet guy. I couldn't skate for shit, but he was like, hey, I was like, I asked him like after we finished. I was like, my own personal thing. I was a curious thing. Does this hurt? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, if you're playing against someone you don't like, you want to, in a sense, hurt them. I was like,
yeah.
But like, is there padding? Like, you guys are wearing pads. It shouldn't hurt that bad. It's more like a shock. And he's like, we'll show you. And so I was like,
You'll find out.
I wasn't wearing anything. She's like, I'm going to go really soft. And he did that. And that hurt. Like, again, super light. Like, he still gave us some oomph to it. Mm-hmm. But, like, that knocked the wind out of me, and I had, like, nothing on. So I'm like, imagine them full force.
Damn.
I'm like, whew. So that was like, okay, so that does hurt. So good to know that. So I won't do that again. I wanted to drive the Zamboni. But apparently I found out through that the Zamboni is run through the county, not from the arena. So
Weird.
They have no control over who gets to use it. Didn't know that. That's fun little tidbit. Yeah. But did the show for a year, and then the contract we had ended in July, and then we were doing the Olympics and stuff like that, so we like kind of lost track of it. But I can't do another season because we don't have a new contract signed. So we shot like 2 extra episodes that never saw the light of day, and I hope they do because of the contract like wrapping up. Mm-hmm. So like we shot one with Rumble Ponies.
Nice.
Can't air it.
Damn.
So it's done. We just can't air it. And
is there like the stereotypical like editing room?
No, it's our office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's nothing.
It's not like a room with like one dude in there with no lights on, with like a cloud of smoke above his
Nope,
head.
it's literally like this. Like
Okay.
my office has like a bunch of Funko Pops and then like
Nice,
posters
okay, cool.
and stuff. Like it's literally like this. This is like what the office looks like for him and me. So yeah, it was very, very fun, and I hope I can do it again. I also am content with being like no, but people have been
want
reaching. Yeah, I've been getting people like, hey, are you still doing that show? Because like we would want you to cover our place and all that stuff. I was like, oh, I mean,
I want you to cover
I'd love
the show,
to,
dude.
but like we can't right now, and I can't really get into details because it's like
Yeah,
you
no, I
don't
get
even
it.
know. I'm like we're trying to just
We'll
find
move
all that
on then.
stuff. No,
Because I think it's you have to leave at like 6 or whatever you said. I think
I have a game at what time is it now?
5:20.
Well, don't.
Because I got one more thing I want to.
No, it's cool. And let me finish
Okay.
this up and then
Okay,
we'll
yeah,
get to
yeah.
one thing. So then,
Yeah.
all that, everything I've done the last like couple of years at the station has been very fun, and it's become. I like now that it's like kind of true. I feel weird saying it, I feel like I've become like a local celebrity to some
To some
aspect,
degree.
and it's
Okay.
it's weird. And like now, like tasting it, it's like I don't know if I want to be like a very big
You don't know if you
content
want
creator.
much more of that.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's creepy and it's weird. Like I will be out just doing mundane things. Like I'll be like just taking
Going
out
to
the
buy toilet paper.
Yeah, someone will go by me and just go, "Aren't you Noah Holloway?" And I went, "Yeah." They're like, "I watch you on TV. We love your stuff. Thank you." And then
Nice.
they keep walking, but I don't know when it happens. Like I'll start to catch eyes. They'll be like,
The fuck you looking at? No, I'm kidding.
people have asked for selfies with me. I was
Really?
like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've been like taking out the trash. Someone's like, "Oh, you're the guy," and I was like, "Yeah." Can I take a picture? Sure. As I have just like dog shit or like a trash bag in my hand. I was at dinner with my sister and my dad, and some people came up after. She's like, "Oh, we love watch. You're Noah Holloway." I'm like, "Yeah, like we love watching you on the show. You can get more. You should get more cats on the show." I was like, "We'll try. Thank you." And they just leave.
Mm-hmm.
People just walk by and be like, "Oh, Noah Holloway, keep going. Don't even stop to talk. Just go."
I should have done that when
Full
this episode
government,
started.
full government, and then keep walking. I was like,
Full government name. Hello, you are Noah Holloway.
yeah. And then they
That's
just
it.
walk away, and I was like,
They're not even like it's not even like they're excited to see you. They're just stating a fact. You are Noah
yeah.
Holloway.
And so like, but like I was like, dude, I was out in Barnes and Nobles looking at anime, like manga, and all of a sudden someone goes, "You're the guy from the cat thing." I was like, "Yeah, I love what you do. Keep doing it. Thank you. Keep walking." I'm like, it's just weird because I can't.
Yeah.
Because like the joke I made with like my friends, like I can't do hood rat shit with my friends anymore because like someone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's the guy from
Yeah,
TV."
yeah. Once
So-
you get to like a certain level of like people knowing you, there's like a certain like expectation.
Yeah, and
kind of
it's I love it because it's so cool that I get recognized. But now it's like I can kind of
You have to be more
in a
conscious.
small like a small thing compared to like bigger like creators and like celebrities. Like that is kind of scary that people just be like, you know nothing about me, but you know some things about me, and I have never met you in my life, but you know my name, what I do, and all that stuff. It's weird.
And now you know where I live because you see me taking out my garbage.
Yeah, like it's just. Ugh.
That's where I kind of draw the
Well,
line.
I was
of,
also living in
like,
an apartment like
Oh,
downtown, so like I don't live there now, but like
Okay.
still like people would also I get like some perks sometimes. Some guy was like, "Oh, you're the guy from the TV." I was like, "Yeah, that's,
Yeah, that's
me.
me.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm a security or I'm a bouncer at this bar, and it's like 30 and up, but like how old are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm 27." He's like, "I'll let you in. Just come and say my name and I'll let you in." I was like, "Oh, sick." Didn't go. But
Yeah.
I was like
What's his name? We're gonna rat him out.
no, he was cool. I was just
Yeah.
like I'm like, is this
Oh,
a perk
okay.
of just like knowing this? I'm like I can just walk in.
I had something like that happen to me one time when. So for my job, I worked for ACBC.
The band?
ACBC.
I know. I know.
No, I've heard that joke a lot too. But no, so I work for ACBC. It's the Addiction Center of Broome County. And there was one time across from our office building is a gas station,
Mhm.
and every now and then we'll go there and like get breakfast pizza in the morning.
Mhm.
And I have my work badge on just to every day I try to have it on. And I remember I went there one time. Somebody was ahead of me that also works there. They got food. And I went up, I had my badge, and they were just like, "Oh, you work for ACBC too?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm a at the time I was a peer advocate." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a peer." They're like, "Oh, okay, cool. You don't have to pay for that."
Oh.
I was like, "You sure? Like it's a $2. I can pay for it. Like I don't mind." They're like, "No, you're fine."
Oh.
Keep doing what you do. I was
Aw.
like, yeah, it was really nice. But I made the joke. I told one of my coworkers about it. I made the joke a few months later when I switched departments. I made the joke. I was like, yeah, like this happened. This is the start of me abusing my power.
I never got that. What the fuck? That's so sweet.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That's
we
nice.
we do get a lot of people being like, "We love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing," kind of thing,
And
that makes it
feels so good.
It feels great.
It's so yeah.
It also, I was gonna go on a tangent.
We know.
Yeah. Anyway, we're back now.
We're back. Season 2.
Season 2.
Season 2.2.
Season 2, 2.0.
2.0.
But yeah, the last thing I want to ask you before we wrap it up.
Alrighty.
Because we've been going for almost 2 hours. We also haven't like seen each other in a while, so we're also just kind of catching
We're doing
up.
it's a mixture of everything. Good.
Yeah.
2 hours?
An hour 40 so far. I might break this up into 2 episodes and really milk the content.
You gonna milk me?
Anyway, the thing from what is it? Fucking Meet the Parents. Have you seen that movie? It's with Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro.
You mean the Fockers?
Is it Meet the? I know there is a Meet the Fockers, but I don't remember if it's Meet the Parents came first. Either way, there's a thing where like the Ben Stiller's character is, he's like, he's in a hole. He dug himself too deep in this lie, kind of thing. So he's like, yeah, I'm not a male nurse. I'm a vet. Because, a male nurse is you're frowned upon. You can't be a man and be a nurse.
You're supposed to be a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Women are supposed to be nurses.
Yeah.
But no, there's a whole thing where he's talking about like milking cats or whatever. He's like, can you milk a cat? And then he's like, you can milk pretty much anything with nipples. And then Robert De Niro, I think it's Robert De Niro goes,
yeah,
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? So when you said milk you, that's what I thought of. Anyway, so.
Okay.
You got a voice acting gig.
I did.
Can I say that?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean the voice acting? What do you mean voice acting gig?
For the book.
That's not a voice. That's the whole thing.
Oh. Well.
Yeah. So
you got a gig.
I got a gig. Because it's funny.
Yeah.
I did do a voice acting thing, but that's for like.
I remember you telling me about that. Is that something we can't talk about yet?
We can. I didn't sign anything, but also like nothing's out. Yeah, I made a video of like me making the voice and stuff for my character behind the scenes. So when the book comes out, that'll come out on my channel.
Are you doing your normal voice, or do you have like an accent or anything?
I tried to make like a little fun voice for it.
What is it? Let's hear it.
I genuinely cannot remember it, and.
Is it up here, Noah?
It's kind of like that, actually.
Is it really?
A little like that, yeah, but more like...
Is it like stereotypical Irish, like...
some like... I forgot what the character is. He's just like a... Basically, the guy told me, he's like, just make him really assholey and like snotty. And I was like, okay, I gotta give him like a... I didn't want to go British, so I was like, that's too
stereotypical.
Too obvious. So I was like, I gotta like kind of mesh it a bit. But the other thing I got, this... I forgot.
Is this an adaptation of a book?
You told me you were going to ask me this question too, and I completely forgot. So it's not an adaptation.
Okay.
It's a real book series that's like pretty big. So it's called From Blood and Ash. That's the book.
Yeah.
So it's a whole... It's like Twilight.
Gross. I'm just kidding.
So... Basically,
I just alienated anybody that's listening that's gonna want to see that.
So it's like fantasy rom-com. It's like it's there's like
I can see the Twilight.
Yeah, because my character is, in a sense, I'm Jacob from Twilight. I can change into a werewolf. That is my character.
Do you also fall in love with a literal infant?
No, I don't.
Good.
I don't. I actually.
You don't imprint.
I don't know. Like So the thing is, like
9-hour-old baby.
I do not know anything about my character or the world. All I've found out is stuff from the group chat I'm in, which is all the other cosplayers. So, to simplify the whole thing before I go in detail is like, if you're going to skip to whatever, I am a Disney character in Disney World.
Okay.
That is what I'm going to be at this ball in July.
So you're, okay.
So if I was Mickey Mouse, I had to become Mickey Mouse. Like, head to toe, like in the whole costume, everything like that.
Are you a character actor?
I am a character actor.
Or... Is that the one? Yeah,
I'm a cosplayer. Yeah.
Is that the? I think that's the term where it's like a character actor is somebody who like they embody that person on the set.
Yes.
Like Jared Leto when he was the Joker, like they had to refer to him as the Joker on the set.
Yes, like that. You have to call me by my character. My character's name is like Karen Cantu. Again, I basically how it came about was my old sweet mate from college, Sabrina. Shout out Sabrina.
Season 2.
She works at this
Come Come on the pod.
event. She lives in Arizona, so
We can do Discord. It's fine.
she works in this like casting thing. Not casting. It's like some event I forget the whole thing. Forget me. In Arizona, and so
Sabrina, fire him. I'm just
she
kidding. don't
knows someone who her name is Danny. She's like basically making this whole thing from scratch. It's like a first of its kind, like a ball. So it's like everyone in the cosplayer community for like this book series is like auditioning for these roles and stuff like that. And so Sabrina texted me and she was like, "Hey, do you still do like acting?" And I was like,
Do you still do the
I'm
acting
like, when did
thing?
I ever start? 'Cause I'm like, I don't think I've never done theater. Like I'm not a
I was gonna
theater
say
kid.
I know that you do a lot of content and stuff, but I don't
Yeah.
remember you ever like specifically acting.
No, all my acting is
Like I know
straight
there's like
from
characters
YouTube,
that you
yeah.
do in your.
Yep. Never done the theater
videos and
thing,
stuff,
like
but-
that, yeah. But like, so I was like, no. She's like, would you want to audition for this role? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, there's this book called From Blood and Ash, and it's about this character when you play is like Karen Kansu, and you look somewhat like him. And I was like, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, so the character's black. So I know that. I looked it up. Whoa, I was right.
What a shock!
But he has like short hair, like blue eyes, and he
You
basically
gonna cut your hair?
No.
Good. Please don't.
Yeah, no.
Really sick.
I was gonna ask. I asked that question. I was like, do I have to like cut my hair? And she's like, oh no, you don't have to commit that hard to like
Okay, cool.
looking like them. Like you got your hair, like, just tie it back. I was like, cool, I can do that. But blue eyes and a whole like I transform into a wolf sometimes.
How are you gonna do that?
We'll get to that.
I'm just kidding.
We'll get to that.
Are you gonna
'cause
really transform into a wolf in
Well,
real life?
we get to that, trust me. I will explain that in a minute. So I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. Because I'm like, new year, let's step out of our comfort zone. Let's try it out. Worst thing that happens is I don't get the role. I'm fine.
Mhm.
So she's like, you have to just make a monologue and send it out. And I was like, I've never sent out a monologue. How the fuck do I do this? She's like, find a thing, read it on camera, and then send it out. I was like, all right. So I had to like, this was like, I had 2 days to like get this done. So I had to find a monologue. I picked one from 500 Days of Summer.
Oh yep. I
Did
remember you telling
that.
me that.
Never saw the movie. Forgive me. Did that.
Canceled.
Sent it out. And then I was like, all right, did my part. And she was like, I can see the audition. I was like, you can, but I'd rather you not. She's like, please. I was like,
Too late. I already watched
she's
it.
like, I don't have a say in it, but I just look over the audition. So I was like, you can look at the audition if you want to. And then she was like, you did really good. I'm like, you're just saying that. She's like, no, you did really good. And I was like, all right, cool. So then like Friday was like deadline, sent it Thursday, waited the weekend, got an email on Monday. Hey, you got the part. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean I got the part? She's like, yeah,
Stay psych right now.
You're so good. We loved it. It was great. I was like,
Is this a prank?
and I was like, Sabrina, how many people like audition for this part? Because I'm like, there's no way. Like I was like,
Yeah.
the one, and I had like 2 days to get this done. And she's like, no, like you were pretty good. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll take it. And I was like, I've never read any of these books at all. So
I don't know how to read.
I've been thrown into this group chat now where like everyone else has done several of these events before. Some are like pretty big. Some are like overseas in like England that are being flown out here. Like
Damn.
it's a big thing. And so we got like authors now. The authors from the book series are coming to this event. Like this podcast group that does it for like this genre and all stuff. They're coming and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa. So everyone has read these books.
You're like, I'm very out of my element.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I've never read, and the last book I read was Harry Potter, and that was like in elementary school.
I was gonna say, was that one you had to read?
Yeah, and so I was like, everyone's like, oh, you welcome. You're this character. I'm this character, and I was like, yeah. So I don't know the character, but everyone does. So I guess initiation in the group chat. So Sabrina texted me out separately. She's like, hey, ask Danny, the lady in charge, about this thing called the joining. And I was like, what the fuck is that? She's like, it's a thing you had to perform, I think, at the ball. So ask her. And I was like, okay. So I messaged Danny. I was like, what's this thing called the joining I was told to perform? She's like, oh, you mean the threesome? I was like, the what?
The what now?
I was like, I'm like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, there's a threesome between you and two other characters in the thing. And I was like, huh, didn't know that. And she's like, you don't have to do that. I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then they're just playing a bunch of pranks on me and all that stuff. So then I was.
Oh, was that a prank?
That was a prank.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It happens in the book.
Oh, but they're not.
But
actually
I don't have to
making
do it.
a
No,
threesome.
basically.
Aw, man.
I know, shucks. And so I have to read the book, understand myself. I have to get my own cosplay and like make that, which is a whole new thing for me because I want to do cosplay for like anime stuff, but like this is like again out of my element. So I just feel so out of it. But I'm excited to be like, I did this. This is so cool to do, and it's very fun.
Yeah.
They're a fun group of people. It's nice to get to know them, and yeah, I hope I'm on before I go, because this is in Iowa, which is like that was the random thing. I was like,
I gotta go to
Iowa? What the fuck's in Iowa? And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I can go, but I'm excited. And
Are they paying for you to fly out there, or do you have to pay out of pocket?
Oh, sorry, whole thing.
They're paying for the whole thing.
Whole thing.
Sheesh.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, you are living my dream.
I
like acting. I want to do acting.
I should have passed it to you. Like, dude, you should audition for this other part. I don't know, but like,
That's okay.
I feel like this won't be the last time that I'm gonna be doing this, so I have to kind of get ready for that. But
Yeah.
I've had to get contacts ordered. I have to do all this stuff, so like, it's a fun time, and yeah, hopefully I can tell you before I leave or after I come back. I can tell
I'll have
you
you
more
back
about that.
on. You can tell me about the experience.
Cool. Yeah. So that's me. It's been so long. I'm glad
Yeah.
you had me in your podcast finally.
Yeah. It's almost 5:40, so we're gonna end it here. Yeah. But thank you, Noah. Let me get this closer. Thank you, Noah, for coming out
Thank you
and
for
hanging
having
out.
me.
Coming
Dude.
on and hanging out. Before we go, is there anything you want to say or plug? Don't unplug that. No, like anything of yourself.
I mean, hey, you guys can, if you know me already before you met me now, I'm on YouTube at Paraguay Illusions. You can follow me on
At
Twitter.
Princess Noah.
That's my alt account.
That's
can
your Finsta.
That's my Finsta. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Noah with the Froa. You can also check me out on Twitch when I get back to that at Paraguay Illusions, Paraguay_Illusions. I got a video coming out probably when this airs. It should be out, if not a week after this. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm excited.
YouTube as well, right?
YouTube as
I'll
well.
put a link to.
Yeah.
I'll try to put a link to everything in the description.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad I finally got to be on here. This is
I'm glad
very
we
fun.
just got to like hang out again.
Yeah, dude, for real.
I'm honestly like kind of bummed that you have to leave.
I know.
Like, now.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
If you had time, I was gonna be like, yo, you want to play like VR horror game or
Dude,
check out Baldur's Gate?
I
or
have
something?
Oculus. I have an Oculus
Yeah.
now, so we're gonna do some Oculus stuff in the meantime. I
Yeah,
promise you that.
I don't think you remember Brian from
Yes.
Lockdown. We played a lot. Dude, he's been trying to get you to come hang out, like, because he's
I
only home
feel
like
so bad.
he's only home like every other month because of his job.
When's he back?
I don't know. I'll ask him.
Because
But then that's I know it's always last minute, spur of the moment. But I'm just like, hey, dude, Brian's back. You want to come over to his apartment and play games tonight?
I'm
But-
going on vacation like next week, but after that, like all February, I'm home. I
Nice.
might go to the
Okay.
city like a weekend, but like besides that, I'll be here. So let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah, thank you, Noah, so much.
dude, I would high five you, hug you, kiss you, touch your hands a little bit, give you a little tickle.
Touch my feet. No, no, thank you so much, Noah, for coming
Dude,
on. Hope
I will
had
have you on
fun.
mine.
Yeah, you heard it here first. He's doing his own podcast too. I already knew that.
I am.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about it and
Yep,
being like, "You gonna come on mine?" But yeah.
That's all we'll do right now. That's all I'll talk about.
All right, thanks for watching and listening, everybody. Subscribe, do all the shit. I don't know.
Do all the shit.
Do all the shit. Take a shit.
Take
Okay.
a shit. Give a shit.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Be a good person.
Don't miss the bowl.
Yeah, don't do that, especially for shitting. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Later.
Jesus Christ.